ahead and hit record.
Now we're recording.
Hello, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Destiny Community Podcast. Pope Bear is not here this week, but the rest of us are. And then we are joined by the immaculate, the amazing, the one and only Destiny Fun Police. Hello,
Right.
sir.
Best intro ever. Yo, what's up, guys?
How's it going? Thanks for coming on.
It's going quite good. Happy to be here. Super happy to be here.
And just so we know, what are we going to call you aside from Destiny Fun Police? Because that's a lot of words.
You can call me Shake or Sheik, whichever one you prefer.
I was
Probably
calling
do
Sheik
Sheik.
when we're doing
Yeah, we'll do
trials.
Chic.
Sheik is good.
Go with that.
All right. So, brief introduction for those of you who don't know who this marvelous specimen of a Guardian is. This is the guy that basically started the memes of, the Defender Titan just ruining everyone's day.
Guilty.
Guilty, very much so. Tell us a little bit of how that got started out, if you don't mind.
All right, okay, so we'll get right into it. And I'm going to have to expose myself here to start off with. In
Okay.
year one, I was a hunter. Okay? Let that sink
Wow.
in, everybody.
Wow.
I was a hunter. Yeah. And
Feels
going
good.
into year two, I was a night stalker. And what happened was, I think it was the second week of trials. It was on Exodus Blue in year two. I posted a video thinking I was posting it to Destiny, the game. I posted it to Crucible Playbook. And basically someone saw my video and I was using the chaperone on a night stalker. And he was like, yo, you should try out Defender Titan. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll try it out. Next week I tried it out. And that's kind of where it started. I ended up becoming a Titan main from that week on, basically. And
Very nice.
the whole Fun Police thing started. I went into Mayhem Rumble just playing on my Titan as a defender. At the time, Fire Titans or Hammer Titans were the rage, weren't they? Because they were really OP at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started suppressing everything in Mayhem Rumble. And I was like, yo, I'm like the Fun Police in Mayhem Rumble because everyone wants to use the super. And I'm just denying them the supers. And then I posted that video. It kind of blew up. And I just named my channel the Destiny Fun Police for a joke, basically. Like, it wasn't meant to be like an actual channel or anything. And then, I don't know, shit just kind of happened and here we are, I guess.
I
you were all-
remember seeing that video, and it was fascinating because you don't see too many. Well, at the time, you didn't see too many defenders in PvP. It just was not a popular thing.
Yeah.
You arguably popularized it with that video, right? It was like that was kind of like the dawning of seeing a lot of defenders. You still don't see a ton of them. I still think it takes a skilled hand, which you certainly have, to do it
Thank
properly.
you.
But you see a lot more of them since you kind of made that video and started the
Way
channel.
more. And they're
Yeah,
also a lot
Especially
more.
with the chaperone, right?
Yeah.
Because some will try and do it with a matador, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
ruining
That's
it.
more meta.
You're
Yeah, it's a lot more meta. There are different ways to play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like the proper way to play it is just be as wacky as possible, because
Mhm.
everything that whenever I see a weapon like the Fourth Horseman, I'm like, no, just you got to use like 5 shots to kill someone.
But it's fun.
It
It's
looks
a lot of
cool,
fun.
but
It sounds.
and then I see you putting out like a montage basically where you're just destroying entire trials teams with the Fourth Horseman. I'm like, oh, I'm just sitting over here eating my
Back
pie.
in the super sniper heavy meta in year two, I used to use it a lot against people who didn't have shotguns. And once you get close,
They're done,
yeah,
right?
you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely in terms of the actual environment or like the composition of Guardians that you see nowadays, when you see a Defender Titan, like for me at least, I'm always like, uh-oh, here come the suppressor nades. It's almost a guarantee. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here comes suppression, here comes the bubble party, it's going to be a pain. And I think that is basically attributed to you. Sheik. Seriously.
Yeah, possibly. I didn't really think about it like that, but then I think Bungie posted a graph last year of like Defender Titans usage spiking, and it was just after I went on the Crucible Radio podcast.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of realized, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
it's bizarre and it's also awesome, I guess. Yeah.
you're
That's
the
great.
meta. You're the meta now.
Creating the meta. Yeah. It is fun
Yeah.
to watch you play though, because it I still don't play as a defender because it's just like it eludes me how you do it. I watch you do it, but it just doesn't stick. But it is very fun to watch you play, especially with the chaperone, which I also can't play with.
Yeah, that thing, yeah. Like, I know a lot of people are unhappy with Destiny right now, but that gun right there, that's a great example of why Destiny is just a unique and amazing game, because it's just, it's got its own character. It's got, it's just something totally different. And like, if you're a sniper and you're sick of shotguns and you don't want to go to the dark side and use a Matador, I recommend picking up the Chaperone and trying it out. It's a bit of a learning curve, but once you start,
that's
like,
what makes it
doming
interesting,
them,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it is a learning curve. It's not, you don't, if you're like, oh, I'm a sniper and I really like hitting headshots and being very methodical with how I kill people, you can go to a Chaperone and be like, okay, I have to actually learn how to use this. I have to get headshots. So I think it's, like you said, it's a perfect weapon for someone who's wanting to use a shotgun that maybe doesn't just want to pick up a Matador.
Yeah, because like when you get a kill with a Matador, it's like you don't feel anything, you know? It's just, all right, a shotgun him, he's dead. It's like,
You don't feel anything when you get a kill with a Matador.
Totally.
Yeah, this guy understands me.
it's just it's such a bland weapon to me personally anyway. I mean, I could use it and probably have an easier time, but it's just, I just wouldn't enjoy the game as much.
Yeah.
Yep. There's something else that you use all the time as well.
What would that be?
Swords.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's part of it, right? The sword.
Oh yeah, swords have become part of it. It just sort of happened one week we were playing Trials, and I was like, the thought just came in my mind. This was when it was 2 heavy boxes. I was like, what if I just skate up to their box, put a bubble down, and equip a sword, and just slaughter them all with a sword? And that's what happened. And then I haven't stopped using swords since then, basically.
Nice.
It's just another thing. Like, kind of, it might sound similar what I said with Matador, but like getting a kill with a rocket launcher is just so meh. Like,
yeah,
so I was like, I have to get this and use the sword instead.
The rocket launcher was fun. I had a lot of fun with it in like year 1, and even I guess into year 2 a little bit. But it generated so many kills and became the standard for so long. I can't remember the name of the Iron Banner rocket launcher from year 1.
Radagast.
Thank you. It was like it was the standard, right? And you got so much heavy ammo too.
Yeah.
That it just became boring after time. It was fun, like just like boop, like killing those people with a rocket from like long range. They think they're hiding around a corner, but they didn't know about grenades and horseshoes yet.
Yeah.
But it just got boring after a while.
Definitely. And now they've added the artifact as well. The memory of Radagast, funnily enough, that's called.
Yep.
And the stuff you can do with that, like just this week in Trials, I have a clip on my channel where I picked up Heavy, and I realized the guy in the other team had his Nova Bomb at this point, so I switched to the artifact, turn around, he comes at me with his Nova Bomb, and I just shove it down his throat. Get a Nova Bomb kill to defend it. So swords are even better now. Yeah, use swords, people.
So I still use a sword just because I don't like the way rocket launchers or machine guns sit on your back. Like when you're walking around with the other weapons.
Aesthetically.
So clunky and ugly.
I've had moments where like I'm like looking down a sniper lane, and then all of a sudden I see like from the stairs like the top of a rocket launcher starting to peek up, and I'm like, here's a guy slowly creeping up those stairs right there. And then sure enough, you see his head pop up. Like, I wouldn't have known that if it weren't for the rocket launcher. That's why you use swords, kids.
Yep.
I wonder how they'll change Heavy in Destiny 2. I wonder if it'll be like the same selection of basically 3 or 4 different weapon archetypes in the Heavy slot, or if they'll switch it up there.
I think the exotic swords are really special in this game. Well, the 3 from year 2, and the one that came this year, not so much, but the exotic swords are like, if they can build on that and make something even better than those, then it'd be amazing.
Yeah. I feel like heavy ammo as a whole, aside from a couple of weapons, it's really bland. Like the weapons themselves are just very uninteresting.
Well, that's coming over 2 years into playing the game.
Yeah. I mean, it's uninteresting, but at the very start of the game, I was like, "Oh, machine gun, hell yeah!" Go off. But now that you've played with everything, you kind of, you know everything. It's like, okay, every rocket launcher is like, it roughly feels the same. Every machine gun, aside from a very few outliers, roughly feel the same. Then you have these wonderfully interesting weapons like swords, and then sleeper simulant, that are heavy weapons with this cool twist to them that are actually very useful at the same time. I don't know. I'm hoping heavy weapons as a whole.
You should use Dragon's Breath, because if you kill someone with the napalm, You feel like heavy's pretty fun.
Never actually tried that.
It's hard to kill people with, but when it happens, it's great. Especially when it's the napalm and not the actual rocket hit.
You should get a Dragon's Breath, Sheik, and then pop a bubble, and then put napalm inside the bubble. So then,
a bubble from hell. Oh
yeah,
my god.
Yeah. So then, and then have like armor light on. So then, when people come in, they get damaged, but then you're not going to get damaged.
Do some evil emote while they're all burning. Yeah, I can see it now.
The pew pew emote, the new blue pew pew emote would be great.
That is my challenge to you. Get kills while inside the bubble with Dragon's Breath napalm.
That's hilarious.
That would be amazing.
Have you guys
giving me an awesome idea?
I will say, in terms of like you were talking about how like machine guns are starting to feel the same, so on and so forth. I think the Nova Mortis and the Abaddon, whatever, however you pronounce it, Abaddon, yeah. Those actually feel, even though they're reskins, like the sound and the way they fire and cause the explosion, feel relatively unique to me. Like when I was using
their recoil's bugged right now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. There's the Abaddon Nova Mortis is supposed to be functionally identical to Thunderlord. You guys remember a while back when Thunderlord got its stability kind of buffed after all the nerfs to machine guns and the removal of Field Scout? They buffed the stability like behind the scenes. Yeah, they didn't do that to Abaddon and Nova Mortis, so it still has that year one really jumpy and jagged recoil to them.
Yeah, I did notice that. When you get headshots on just like regular enemies and they explode, it feels fantastic.
It's actually it doesn't have to be headshots either. It can be body shots and they'll still explode.
Yeah, it's like a proc rate to it.
That's cool.
Yep. So those are feeling really good, actually.
They're fun. They're definitely fun. I like how we finally
character to them.
Yeah, I like how we finally have another Void exotic.
Finally.
Yeah,
After all
there
this
hasn't
time.
really been anything. Yeah.
It's been a long
Oh,
road.
yeah,
Yeah,
Void
that's
life.
good. We already started talking about it, but we got the Dawning, and it came with some new exotics. The Dawning has dropped, and it's been. I'm gonna go ahead and just say I'm pretty impressed with the Dawning as an event overall. Like I'm pretty surprised. It packs in a lot of new features. I really like. We got 3 revamped strikes. We got a new strike scoring system, which I vastly prefer over the Challenge of Elders scoring system. I really like, SRL is fun. It is what it is. Either you're gonna like it or you're not, or whatever. It's SRL. But as an event, I gotta say, it feels pretty good. Like I'm pretty excited to play Destiny every day. I'm having fun with the new challenges. I'm having fun doing bounties. Like, what are you guys thinking about the Dawning?
I think it's good. I think like the strike scoring, I was like, okay, that's cool. But it actually is a lot more fun and interesting than I thought it would be. And mostly for the biggest reason is it makes you play it a little bit differently. You want to get the primary streak, the secondary streak, the heavy streak, so you get the rainbow medal. Even if you're not doing a bounty for it, you just want to get the rainbow medal. And you go around singing, make a rainbow. Make a rainbow.
Well, I wasn't before, but I will now.
know, right?
Should. It makes it a lot more fun. But I think that's really great. It's just, it makes you play strikes in a different way. You're not just mindlessly going through strikes like you normally would. So I think that's really great. SRL, like you said, it is what it is. Either you super like it or you don't. Maybe you hop in a little bit. The new shaders are really good.
Oh,
the full
great.
gold one.
That's
Midas.
Yes, it is good. I like it.
Solarized.
The new armor.
Beautiful.
The new armor is great too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so overall, I'm really liking it. It's a lot better than Festival of the Lost for sure, and you can actually earn treasure this time around. So that's good.
Hands down, better than Festival of Lost. It's I think this like sets the bar for future content releases because there's something. It feels like there's something for everybody in terms of a free update. If this was a paid update, there'd be a lot of grumbling. But because it was a free update and revamped some things, brought back some strikes, like. They could just do that every 3 months. Just redo some strikes a little bit. Doesn't have to be major changes, but like change them up a bit and then introduce some just some changes here and there. And it adds a lot of replayability to the game.
It does.
Yeah, with the books and all that. I'm really liking the changes or the update overall. It's good.
Yeah, no, I when I played it at PlayStation Experience, I was like, oh, this feels good with everything else they're talking about. Plus, if I understand it right, a lot of the stuff is sticking around for a very long time after the dawning ends. They hate using the word permanent because anything can happen.
Yeah.
But strike scoring, it's like cool. That system is sticking around. The bounty sword sticking around. Nightfall now has a bounty associated with it, and there's like a timed mode. You have to get gold. It's like, okay, so it's adding another thing to think about during the Nightfall, and then you can get guaranteed some sort of like guaranteed weapon reward. Cool.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned the
maybe
timed,
icebreaker.
You mentioned the timed part of the Nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
I find that very compelling. Like that adds a new level of complexity to the Nightfall. It wasn't very challenging this week, but I could see it being challenging on certain strikes. I like that a lot. It adds a sense of urgency, so you don't feel like you can just kind of sit back and like just snipe ads like over and over again. You actually have to get in there and mix it up if you want to complete that 30-minute timer.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Sheik, have you gotten to do much of the stuff from the patch yet?
Honestly, I'm not a PvE player, so
Fair
I
enough.
haven't done much of that. But I did notice they changed it that you get a guaranteed skeleton key, which I thought was a really good change because I've had that stage of the Thorn quest for about 2 months where it's like, go and get a skeleton key. But it's like, I have to farm strikes for that, so I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But then they made that change. I got my key, I got my Thorn, and then the ornaments as well. I know people might not like this, but what I liked most about this update was the shaders, the ornaments, and the emotes. I think
That's
really
my favorite
nice.
thing for sure.
Yeah.
Even though the ornaments for Last Word,
I like one of
not as
them.
good
The
as
blue
the
one I
Thorn
don't
ones.
love, but I like the one, like the oldish looking one. I think that one's pretty slick looking.
The Red Death and the Thorn ornaments are so
Red-
good.
yeah.
Though. It's
Those
Red
are
Death looks
cool.
solid. The white one with the Red Death, I really love.
yeah.
And the Thorn, I kind of like both of them on the Thorn.
Yeah, dude. It makes me like wish the Thorn was OP again when I'm using it. 'Cause it looks so good. But I was getting
It looks-
outgunned by Ice Luna every time.
Yeah. It's a struggle
Yeah.
trying to run around with Thor.
It's almost
It's
like
nice.
nerfing. It's almost like nerfing the range stat on a weapon class that's entirely dependent on range causes the gun to be bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's rough.
because you fire serious blanks with that thing. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really weird.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks beautiful.
It does. Like I really like that stuff. I've also used the microtransaction system a little bit. I bought some. I think about $20 worth of packages. I opened them up, and I got to say I was pleasantly surprised by what came out of those. I found.
Yeah.
I don't think I got any
No
duplicates on gear.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Nothing.
And I also liked if you buy some, you get a discount if you buy more than if you buy like one at a time, right? So if you buy
okay.
if you buy
Yeah.
one, it's like 200 silver. If you buy
could buy
3,
5,
it's like
yeah.
500, and if you buy 10, it's 800. So you get a little bit of a discount.
Okay.
It's still, it's still microtransactions. It's still there, right? But they separated the ornament system out of there. So if you're looking for, the older ornaments, you can just buy individually what you want, which I like much better than relying on RNG. If I spend $50 and I still don't get the ornament I want, I'm going to be upset about it, right? Now you can just go to that new kiosk, buy the ornament you like. I like that. I don't feel like it's as severe as it was in Festival of the Lost. I don't feel
It's
like it's
not.
as punishing, and I feel like there's more opportunities to get the loot without having to pay for it, which, is a big change. I think that was probably the community, speaking
Yeah,
up about it
definitely.
too.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Everything that I've heard from people that have been buying the packages this time is it doesn't take much to get a full set of the gear. Everything has a pretty good drop rate associated with it. It's not like last time where like 1 to 2% chance drops on some of this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the stuff you really wanted was
Yeah.
a crazy low drop rate. This is actually, it's lower than some stuff, but it's actually manageable. You're not going to have to spend $100 to get a full gear, which is nice.
Yeah. It seems like they
Yeah,
listened.
in the $20 I spent, I got a full set of Titan gear, like of that new armor with the spikes and the plates and that new
Yeah.
special
The dawning armor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did
So
you guys-
it's still a microtransaction, but it doesn't feel as punishing as it used to.
It
Well,
doesn't,
less
it doesn't
gambling
feel like
feeling
the
to it.
Yeah.
main, it It doesn't feel like the main
Yeah.
DLC. Where in like Festival of Lost, it was like,
Yeah.
all this cool stuff is locked behind a paywall, and there's some masks you can go collect. Where this one, it's like
Yeah.
there's content, there's SRL, there's strike scoring, there's new strikes, there's new exotics you can collect, there's a book, there's a book to complete, and there's microtransactions as well if you want some of that stuff, which I think is exactly how it should be in the future.
Yeah, it's
And
like
all
all
the
the
way
cool
through.
stuff is free.
Exactly.
All the cool stuff is actually free. The strike scoring, SRL, and the new exotics, all free. And then, oh, hey, if you want this new armor, there's that, and there's ornaments and stuff like that, and emotes.
Yep.
And the packages themselves are sticking around too after the event ends. So
Yeah.
Treasures of the Dawning are
So you can
are
keep
the
earning
new.
them.
Yeah, they're the new Radiant treasures.
As you play through the live event too, you're constantly getting rewarded, right? As you fill out, pieces of your record book, you can open more packages, and like it just feels like a rewarding experience to complete that record book. And you didn't have to pay for the record book like you did for SRL last year. It just feels like a good event. This is this is the event that I feel like we've been waiting for, as we've been waiting for the live event, the live team to kind of get their thing going since the April update. Anyway, I mean, the April update was really good too.
No, this is absolutely the best live team patch since the April update.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, now even just
the only one other was Festival of the Lost. So it's not a whole lot.
But even things that they're adding to like Crucible, like you can get the ghost shells, the crimson one and the sugary shell. You can get the emblem. You can get the shaders. They've added the AS Luna and all that stuff that you could only get in classic playlists. You can now play regular Crucible and get that. So they've also made, although it's not a PvP focused event, there is a new emblem, and there's also the Crimson Days stuff that you can earn within PvP. So it's like, there's stuff for everyone in this event somewhere that you can enjoy for free as well.
Yeah.
But what there's not is a weapon balance update.
But, however, Cosmo did post on the forums, and it was straight from the Sandbox team saying that no, there wasn't a patch for weapons within the Dawning thing, but they are planning on bringing out a patch. There was a forum post that said that they are looking at that, and it's something that they're going to be doing probably in the new year. So it has at least been recognized that this isn't the Sandbox's ideal Crucible situation, which is what a lot of people have been saying. They are actually wanting to bring some kind of balance, just not with this, because this is about the PvE stuff and all that. They want to work on balance separately. Yes.
I was watching a True Vanguard video. I think it was the day the patch hit. And he put this little idea in my head where I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but he said, I do think there's going to be a weapon update. I hope they're not holding it back just so they have content for another update down the line. And it put that little bug in my head. I bet that's exactly what they're doing.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, honestly.
It does make
honestly,
sense.
I thought it was going to be there. I thought it was going to be there. Like after we saw the Cosmo call to action about like, what do you guys want to see in a weapon update? There'd been signs that they were looking at this, and then it wasn't there. I was surprised. Were you guys surprised? Did you expect it?
I didn't. I honestly didn't expect it at all.
I didn't expect it. I held out a little bit of hope. I was like, when they said patch notes incoming on Twitter about the Dawning patch, I was like, oh, I got a little bit nervous because I was like, oh, patch notes. Maybe something's happening.
Nope. I didn't expect it at all, honestly.
Oh, I expected it. I was hopeful even like after I fully read the patch notes. I'm like, there's going to be more. There's going to be more, right? There's going to be like
hidden in a link, and you can almost.
I know.
Miss
I was like, I missed it. I probably missed it. Let me read back through it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna load into the game, and Matador is just gonna be gone, and Red Death's gonna be the best weapon in the game.
They renamed it Matador 16. Got a quarter of the range it used to.
Yeah.
I was surprised, Patrick. I'm with you. I was surprised it wasn't there. I was really expecting it. Sheik, were you expecting it?
I kind of wasn't, because I feel like in the past they've kind of like alluded to it and built it up a little bit in the weekly updates, kind of.
Yeah.
More than that, there was no word at all from them, so I was kind of like, yeah.
I heard that argument coming into it, but I dismissed it because we just got a matchmaking update like the day of. We didn't hear about it at all until like the day it dropped. So I was like, yeah, but they just
That's
did
true.
matchmaking. So I don't know. You're in hindsight, you're clearly correct.
I definitely feel like they want people to enjoy SRL, and then once they come back from their holidays, and we've all got the weapon balance to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Have you guys been playing
basically-
PvP while, like, in the
Yes,
last?
I played 5 hours of it today, trying to get
Yeah?
gameplay for when I go away.
How is it? I've heard that it's like an abandoned wasteland.
Connections are pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Like just red bar, yellow bar everywhere. You just have to accept it that someone's gonna be killing you and you don't know where they are because they're not there. Yeah, it's pretty abandoned. I was playing on stream with some subscribers the other day as well, and we were only coming into contact with primal, all the sweaty clans
Yeah.
possible.
It's been my experience as well.
It was only Stormcallers. There was maybe 2 people out of 2 teams that weren't playing Stormcaller. So I was like, okay, this
Sounds
is
awful.
our Crucible right now.
Sounds
It's pretty
absolutely
funny.
awful.
Yeah,
I
I'm sure
guess
you
that
actually,
makes
yeah.
sense,
had
right? Because
experience with that.
we've got SRL, we got these new strikes, we got plenty of reasons to go play in both of them while they're available to get us, extract as much loot out of them as possible while they're here, right? So there isn't really any real reason to go into PvP right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a funny story from the other day. I managed to get a Devil from a reward or whatever, and had Brace Frame on it. And one of my viewers is like, "Oh, Brace Frame is awesome. You should try it out." I was like, "Seriously?" And he's like, "No, seriously." So I was like, "All right, okay, I'll go into Rumble and try it out." Guess who I get matched up with? Bear in mind, I'm in the UK. I get matched up with Poshy and a lobby full of Americans. And that did not go well for me. And I was just like, well, Crucible's definitely going to be super sweaty while that rolls up.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's just during that period. Like it'll go back to, because they seem a lot less sweaty last week compared to what I'm used to.
Yeah, I think most
But
of the
then-
population is doing SRL right now, right?
Yeah, it's a
And
legit
strikes. I mean,
reason right
I've
now.
got a lot of, I've got a lot of reasons to go into strikes right now. There's
Right.
Yeah,
got to
you
get
can
those
the new
bounties
exotics.
done. I'm trying to get the icebreaker. I got to do the nightfalls. I haven't done nightfalls in forever.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
There's not much of it,
Yeah.
although there is a Crucible emblem for the Dawning, so you should go and get that.
Mhm.
Is there? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
From-
Dawning colors, but it's got the little the swords that are crossed.
How do you get it?
Oh,
Actually,
that's cool.
is it just
From,
drop?
Just by
from
playing.
Crucible, not
Yeah.
not Sparrow Racing League.
Oh, okay. You just queue up a regular match and it drops, or
It's
is it?
rewarding you to still PvP, even though
It's a
PvP.
random drop though.
It
Yeah.
dropped on like my 4th game, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's random.
it doesn't take long.
Yeah,
Cool. I have to get that.
Well, now I have a reason to go play. And
There you
that
go.
makes me happy.
So I'm working on a review for Abaddon and Nova Mortis, and I was like, "Hey, I need to get
a link to his Thunderlord review.
yeah, that's basically it. Well, I haven't reviewed it yet on my channel, and so it's going to be a review for Thunderlord, Abaddon, and Nova Mortis because they're the same thing, and with a little added minimum of and the recoil's bugged for these two, but whatever. So I need footage of it in PvP.
Hmm.
And getting footage of heavy weapons sucks now. I
It
know this
does.
is completely a YouTuber problem.
It is.
It's like I want to, with every other weapon, primary and secondary, I can go in, get like six or 7 games, have enough footage to use, be ample footage. But I completed the weekly bounty for Control, which is I think win 7 or just like participate in 7 games, and I only actually got to pick up heavy 3 of those games.
You know what you need, don't you? You need an armor of light bubble to protect.
I know.
that
I need a
heavy
bubble of
stuff.
light.
You do.
Yeah.
Then you
Bubble
can take
tight.
up
You
all the
need-
time.
You need a police officer to escort you to the heavy.
You need to become one. Get off that hunter for a bit, bro.
No, I can't.
Do you
Holy
yell at
shit.
people when they pick up heavy, Patrick, and you're right there, and you're
I was
just
livid.
Triggered.
I was
So true.
livid at one point where like our entire team was around the heavy, and then I heard the Stormcaller pop. It's like, cool, pop my golden gun, and like then the Stormcaller backed off after I moved over to it. And now keep in mind, I was like right next to the heavy for the most part still. And then heavy popped up. I was defending it, and then I look back, and then I see them pop it, and I was like, you motherfuckers.
I just played
saved
this
all of
entire
I know,
game.
right?
Yeah.
You only got this because I saved
And
your
this
butt.
is how you repay me.
Guy looks you in the eyes as he pulls it. Yeah.
I'm surprised, Patrick. I always, whenever I want to do a heavy weapon review, I always do it in Rumble because I always feel like that's where I'm going to get the best clips.
Yeah.
You know, I might not get the heavy every time, but if I do, I'm more likely to get a good clip with it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I highly recommend if you are a budding YouTuber and you're trying to review a heavy weapon, wait until Mayhem comes around, and then just go on a spree of getting footage for all of your heavy weapons and
Every heavy weapon you own.
every single heavy weapon.
Rushes
Just
that
get
shit.
footage for then.
I'm gonna whip out Dragon's Breath and Mayhem.
I think that's a great idea.
Me too, actually, since you've given
Let's
me
do
that
it.
crispy idea.
The
All
hell
of a sudden,
bubble.
you go Mayhem comes along and it's just Dragon Breath everywhere.
You'd think it'd be
Right.
hard to find someone who's going to run into a bubble that's literally on fire, plus a guy in there with a shotgun, but it'll
Oh,
happen.
It'll happen.
I
It'll
can
happen.
assure you, as a complete moron, I will be running into that bubble. Representing my crew, the complete morons. We will be in that bubble. We will see you there, sir.
It's not so tough in that bubble. Take his
I
ass.
always like watching the bubble get popped, and the Titans in there with a shotgun. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit back and watch this, and then sure enough, without fail, people are just attracted to that bubble. Like,
Oh, yeah.
walks
Yep.
Yeah.
lane.
They really are.
And they
Sorry
they
if
think
you-
One of those
Yeah.
glow lamps that you put outside and the flies come and the mosquitoes come. Zap, zap.
oh yeah,
I'm always like, oh, I want to challenge it. I have to challenge this bubble because if I kill him, then I take out the bubble, and if
Yeah.
they kill me, then I'm dead. But it's like the excitement of the bubble challenge.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing as well, like even people who don't come in but they stand at what they feel is a safe distance away from the bubble and just look at me, I'll slide out and headshot them with a chaperone. Like, you're not safe over there, man. You get a little bit further back.
or it's where you use magnetic grenades and just pop out, toss it, and
Oh yeah.
wave at them.
Classic.
My favorite clips are when you attract like the supers into the bubble and you suppress the bubble and they come in there, and then they're suppressed
Oh, yeah.
in your bubble and you just walk up, fourth horseman, coo, 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 coo.
Yeah, the best is suppressing strikers mid slam, so they hit the ground and nothing
Oh.
happens.
You make that shit
That
look
sounds
so
great.
easy.
Oh, it's definitely not. There's a bit of randomness to it, but yeah. The worst one is obviously Shatter Nova Bomb. If someone throws one of those, I'm just like, well, hello darkness, my old friend. Back to respawn. There's no getting away from that thing.
What active super is the worst going up against for you as a Defender Titan?
You mean a roaming super, or do you just
Yeah.
mean generally?
Uh,
Roaming supers,
Let's say roaming supers and generally.
it's a toss-up probably between Stormcallers and Golden Guns. Like a really good Stormcaller, like he'll Ionic blink away from my suppressor and just fry my bubble away.
Okay.
And it's just, you're doomed. But a lot of Stormcallers, they don't even know they can pop the bubble. They'll come in and try and zap me, and then I'll just
Yep.
kill them pretty easily. And with Goldies are funny because, like, typically if you can pop your Golden Gun, you want to be in cover when you pop it.
Mhm.
But that gives me a moment to suppress you as you come around the corner. But if a Goldie just jumps up in the open and pops his bubble, I'm
Mm.
screwed because I
Yeah.
can't. I
Oh,
can't
like
really
he
stop
pops
that.
it up in the air.
That's true. Yeah,
All right,
you
that's
can't
good to
like.
remember.
"Catch
Thank you for the
this."
Yeah, you're welcome.
We actually just brought you on here because we were tired of losing to Defender Titans, so we're trying to figure out.
Oh
what
yeah, we got to
works.
talk about that.
I'm going to keep some secrets safe, don't worry.
There was some controversy with Defender Titans this week in
Today,
regard to competitive
like-
play.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh my, yes.
yeah, today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
DFP, what do you know about this? Shake, what do you know about this?
Well, I don't play in these competitive games, but I did watch the guy called Brood, I do believe. He started the Defender trend, and then the BSK team adopted it, and yeah, they use Bubble to...
What exactly is this strategy that they're using? Because it
so-
seemed pretty inventive.
From what I could see, they would basically pop a Blessings Bubble.
Uh-huh.
So their teammates would get the orbs. They'd have guys like a Stormcaller and a Blade who would then use the Blessings Overshield in combination with their super. And they would just wipe the other team. And then if the other team tried to counter the bubble, they had Gift of the Void on. So if the bubble got destroyed, it would leave 3 orbs, provided the defender was still alive when it was destroyed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of super cycling and a lot of overshields and a lot of tilt from the opponents facing it as well. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
it's not a Stormcaller with a shotgun melee combo, so it's very odd to see something that doesn't die to that.
The arguments against it that I saw was just that it was just an orb train, and a lot of viewers didn't find it interesting just watching like this orb train of just nonstop supers. So they wanted to. I heard some talks of like completely banning Defender Titans or just banning the thing that keeps the orb train going. So it's like Defender Titans are fine, but we just don't want people to just create orb, and then have just nonstop supers with overshields.
So Gift of the Void? Just
Yeah. But then if
Is
you
it a
didn't
little
Gift of the
surprising
Void,
that they banned it so quickly after the tournament where it was first unveiled? Like they didn't even give it time for people to discover a counter to it.
Exactly.
Well, that was another argument, right? Was that it's only been one tournament. We should at least like see if it becomes a problem, and this becomes like you have to have one of these or you can't compete before you look into actually outright banning an entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really didn't like it. Basically, that's what I can tell. They did not. Apart from the guys running it, I'm sure they liked it.
That really irks me. As look, just in Magic the Gathering alone, banning like a card or an archetype of deck is taken very, very seriously. And it takes multiple tournaments of this, being like an uncounterable boogeyman before it's like even considered. And after one tournament that shook up the meta, and then people just immediately go and ban it. Come on, this is the equivalent of. This is what I've been kind of looking for, where we have this really hyper aggressive play style from every single sweaty player, and then then a strategy comes around that kind of promotes that passive play, not camping, but just safer play to counteract all that aggressive play, and then it just gets banned.
Yeah.
I think the biggest complaint was literally just that it limited the gunplay that was actually happening in the tournament, and it was just super after super after super, which people didn't find interesting to watch.
I don't find almost every single engagement basically being
shotgun melee
by shotgun melee or who has their seeker grenades up. Like that's what I see.
Shotgun melee.
That's what I see when I watch a lot of tournament play. I don't know.
I think if a team managed to start countering it properly, I'm sure the guys who hate it would love to watch it, So there's that too they could consider. But
as a viewer, because like I like to watch tournaments, like I like watching competitive video games. It's just fun to watch. But the more they remove it from what I play in like regular public games, the less interest I have. Right. The less supers, the less kill streaks in Call of Duty, the less, the less options they have as a team, and the more different it looks from what I'm playing, the less interesting it is for me, right? The more spectacular, the more supers, that's more interesting, frankly.
Well, that was an issue with COD, right? When they started banning all the things, people started not watching it as much. And people have always said that a big reason, like I said before, why League of Legends is so big is because it is the exact same game that you play at home. It's the same. So people can load up a tournament and be like, oh, okay, they're playing this, they're playing that. I can go and do that at home, where it's like, if you ban everything and everything's a completely different game to what you play, people do seem to be less interested in watching that.
Yeah. So I would swing that ban hammer around very slowly, like give it more than one tournament. That seems a little ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I can see reasons why they didn't like it, or some people didn't like it for sure, but I think the players at that level are good enough to counter it, given a tournament or two.
It is an absolute direct counter to, heavy shotgun play that we see from all these teams. It's almost like you need like a sniper rifle or something to take out the Titan or people as they directly leave the bubble with the headshot.
Yeah. And it's fun to see a counter. It's fun to see different styles of play. Like that's why I started watching Destiny Fun Police the first time. I'm like, I've never seen this before. It's really fun to watch. Like that kind of stuff. I'd like to see Destiny 2 designed in a way where it's almost like a rock, paper, scissors gameplay where, a hand cannon isn't the best for every situation.
It kind of already is, but just not refined.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how I look at it when I'm using my bowl against supers and stuff. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
if he's got a shot and overbomb, I'm fucked. If he's got something else, I can work with it. So, yeah, it's definitely a shame. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't play in that environment, so it doesn't really impact me a great deal. So I'm not really too passionate about it either way, really.
I don't play in that environment, but I do like to watch. And anytime they start moving it away from what I play on a daily basis, it gets less interesting to me.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think part of it's also is because you just didn't expect something like in the defender class to suddenly get banned so quickly.
Yeah, because
It's like
defender.
it's the defender class. Like what? That's what's really weird about this.
Like how the sweaty community, 4 months ago was basically saying, hey, Defender Titan's absolutely useless in any type of competitive play. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
suddenly
perfect example. Like,
Yeah.
4 months ago, they were saying it's completely useless. It took them a while to figure out what the use case was, right? And now that they found it, they instantly banned it. Like, come on, it took you 4 months to figure this out.
Yeah.
Let's give it a little bit of time to figure out how to counter it.
Yeah, explore it a little bit.
Exactly, and as OP as it might be, just by having a defender on your team against other players who are like best players in the game, you're at a disadvantage from the offset because you don't have one extra warlock or whatever it is that you'd be running. You're giving all that up, and you need so much coordination to, get everything going. And if you don't have that coordination, good team will just destroy you.
Yeah.
So
I was just surprised to see it happen so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is what it is, I guess. But
To clarify,
it's-
the Defender class did not get banned from pro play. It was just that one perk, right?
yeah, basically, Gift of the Void and Blessings of Light has been banned, as far as I'm aware.
I'm
Well,
just
I'm
watching
thinking Gift
chat
of
a
the
little
Void.
bit, and I just wanted to clarify.
It's hilarious though.
Rest in
Blessing-
peace, Defender Time in Twits.
You
was a good
you
run.
need to get more mad about this. Become the
The
paragon.
voice of the defenders.
Become the paragon of the defender. Don't stand for this. Say you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore.
Oh, don't
You've
you
been
worry.
clawing for this entire time to get to the top, and you finally get one moment to shine on top of this mountain,
I'm
and
building
then
a
you are
shitpost to Twitter as
smited
we
down.
speak. Got
This
about
is
2 hours
mildly
worth of
concerning,
shitposting.
but I feel like I really need to explore my options before making a statement.
Yeah, it sucks. I was so I enjoyed it so much watching that back because I've always taught myself, you could definitely make something work with defenders in 4v4 or whatever. But obviously, I don't really play. I've never played sweats or anything like that. I was a very casual player, even right up until end of year one. Really, I started playing a lot of trials, but besides that, I've really been super casual. But yep, the defenders' reign. Well, we can say one thing: we made an impact.
Oh,
The
for
bubble
sure.
made its impact. It's left its mark.
If anything, they're scared of it.
We're so OP, we got banned after one tournament.
Yeah,
Bruh.
they're just scared of it. They can't get good enough to counter it.
Oh God,
Just thinking
Patrick.
about it at this point.
So many people are triggered. You
So
triggered,
many
Chad?
people are gonna come for you. Oh, it's
Like,
over.
oh my god, bro! You never played Sweats before, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Okay.
I think they should ban Warlock Melee.
I think they should delete Warlocks from the game. That's what I think.
God, that amplitude perk on
God.
Stormcaller. Thinking that melee had that stupid distance on it. I mean, that gets used like in 100% of the times. Why don't we ban that, right?
Right?
What about Jug Shield? While we're at it, let's take that
Sorry.
away too.
I will never forget when, before the Taken King was released, when they first started talking about the new subclasses, and they talked about the Warlock's extended melee range.
Yeah.
I was
And
just
we're
like,
all-
And we were all
wait,
like,
what?
Like, what?
Oh.
How is this possible? That is
They're going to
possible.
give the Warlock a longer melee?
Yeah.
I
was
still remember
shocking.
the first week. Like I leveled up my warlock and I unlocked that node and we went into trials that week. And I think it was on Memento that week. And like I was just jumping around. I was like, how long is this? And just zap someone from a stupid distance. And Watson, Ian, you guys were like, wait, what? What? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Stupid.
It's crazy.
What's funny is when
It's
it,
interesting though. It's like if you nerf Stormcaller's melee, what have they got? The That's the argument, isn't it? I guess.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's why everything's accompanied
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
balance patches.
It's weird.
Buff
Yeah.
other stuff, reduce other things. I don't know. There's a lot you can do
Just
aside
start
from
again.
aside
It's
from
such a
knee
mess.
jerk reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's all I got.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Just
That's
a
all I
knee-jerk.
got nowadays.
It makes me very excited for Destiny 2 because I'm hoping that they see, well, at least I think that they'd see what problems that they have right now and solutions that they could do with like a complete redo, you know,
Mhm.
from the beginning. But then again, we're likely going to have a bunch of problems in Destiny 2 as well once like things are discovered. You know, one class like
Yeah.
Defender in year 1 was like what, and now it's like oh my god.
It's like,
We're a bit of a
what?
problem.
Yeah,
now,
exactly. It
aren't we?
went from what to what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get a little worried about Destiny 2.
Are you?
Really?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Don't say this. Part.
It started with I was listening to Fire Team Chat, you know, IGN's
Mhm.
Destiny podcast, and they brought up Destiny 2 possibly coming out in 2018.
No.
What? Oh my god.
What
That's
was the
not
basis?
happening.
Yeah, what was the basis behind it?
Yeah.
The basis was on a couple of things, and obviously you have to listen to their podcast to actually get their full
Mhm.
argument. A lot of it was based on we haven't heard anything about it yet.
Mhm.
It takes a long time to develop a game. They're bringing in Vicarious Visions, possibly because they're behind schedule.
Instead of making cool like dolls for Guardians, right?
You're ruining our cool doll dream and now bringing us a delayed. What?
The delayed doldrums. God damn it!
Maybe the dolls are delayed. Maybe that's. What they're
Yeah,
talking
they can
about.
delay those.
The dolls will be out in 2018, not Destiny 2.
Okay, here's what I think. I don't think they want to talk about Destiny 2 because they're still doing things with Rise of Iron. Rise of Iron is a relatively fresh item. You know, that there's a Christmas hype to it.
Yeah.
They don't want to say anything about Destiny 2 because immediately once they say Destiny 2 is coming, everybody's going to be like, well, I'm done with Destiny. I'm waiting
Yeah,
until Destiny
you're
2.
done.
Well,
Tools.
especially like
Yeah.
if it's true that we're starting from completely scratch, right? Everything is going to be done with and we're starting from fresh. If it's like, hey guys, so Destiny 2's coming, it's going to be a fresh new world, new characters. People are like, well, then why am I trying so hard to get Icebreaker? Like, what am I
Yeah.
doing this for?
I think that's what they like. I think they're very careful about that. They don't want to be like, oh god, Destiny 2 is coming, and now suddenly the player population is like, why would I even go after the Icebreaker? Just like you said, versus get hyped about the Dawn and get hyped about rewards right now, and then worry about that stuff down the road for introducing Destiny 2. But also, I think it means that once they do start talking about Destiny 2, I think that the updates for Destiny itself are going to hit an all-time low. Meaning, rip a balance patch in the future beyond the announcement of Destiny 2.
So if I'm going to go with the Tefty timeline. I'm going to call it the Tefty timeline.
Okay.
We get an April update again that has the old raids revamped. Let's say, you know, all of a sudden we can do the old raids. Let's say they add scoring system to the raids. Like that'd be really cool.
Siva 5.
And then, you know, they update the old raid weapons so you can get all those again at, you know, new power levels, even the exotic raid weapons, you know, like all of that stuff. If they talk about that and they release that, and then a month later, they start talking about Destiny 2. And in that messaging somewhere is the fact that none of this stuff is coming with you. Does that lessen your enjoyment or your drive to go play these revamped raids and get your new Vision of Confluence or Fatebringer, knowing that you're only going to it's only going to be useful for you for a few months?
For me, no, because I love playing the game and I stream it. But I think for a lot of people, they'd be like, I'm going to go play this other game that just came out until Destiny 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of my problems right now with Destiny, especially on the PvE side, is that my drive to get to max light level and to get, you know, the absolute best rolls on armor and best guns in the game is low, especially on PvE, because it's not that challenging. So it's not like, you know, I completed the hard mode raid on a 385 character and had very little issue doing it. So getting up to 400 has been mainly just the Trials of Osiris and Iron Banner thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, I think it's a challenge that Destiny has in year 3. I think it's something that we didn't have in year one, but players complained about how severe the leveling was.
Yep.
But they overcompensated in a way to make it kind of a non-event.
Yeah, hitting 400 was like, hey, 400. Where hitting level 30 in year one was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning the lottery.
Forever 29 crew.
Yeah.
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 It's interesting.
There's no
thought.
Forever 399 crew out there.
There's not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
I think there's like a forever like 350 or 360 crew though. The guys who are really having, there's like this little like kind of leveling dip that happens right around that area, I think.
Just too busy to get stuck
it's a
in.
weird thing. Like I'm really happy that they added this 30-minute time limit and the scoring system to the Nightfalls, because it gives me a reason to do Nightfalls, which I had no compelling reason to do before.
Yeah.
In year one, I had very compelling reasons to do it. You know, I had exotics and they were fun, and you know, there's like all sorts of stuff. The blue flaming skull. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that kind of year one end game content is kind of gone by the wayside, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people still have tough times with LFG as well. So there seems to be a wider divide. It seems like Vault of Glass didn't have these type of issues as much. There was still, you know, you had some, maybe the player population was different. So more people were getting into LFG and discovering how to do the raid for the first time. I mean, obviously there was more people doing that at the time, but like the amount of people involved was a lot different versus today with Wrath of Machine. No, actually it's connected to the light level 400 thing. Because it's easier to get to light level 400, I think there's less interest for people to go on LFG and just do the raid to get to light level, where back then it was you had to do Vault of Glass. So there was a requirement back then.
I was doing Vault of Glass three times a week, well into the Dark Below.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wrath
so
of the
was
Machine, I do not feel that compulsion.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, I do it when I feel like it.
As a PvP guy, I think I played way more PvE in year one. It just, I don't know. Year two and year three, no. But year one, I was all over it. I think it was because there's so much gear as well to go after. Whereas now it's like, there's not as much stuff. And the raid guns as well have never lived up to year one either.
It's kind of rare for a raid weapon now to actually be substantially useful in PvP. It's almost like they are.
There's nothing, literally.
Well, I mean, like Outbreak Prime arguably is pretty good. Is there anything else specifically from Wrath of the Machine?
No.
Like every once in a while, I'll see somebody using the hand cannon from Wrath.
Hand cannon's okay, but
yeah,
it's okay. I mean, but
I feel like there's better options if
there's significant
good rolls.
You have the vendor palindrome.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing as well, is that legendary weapons have gotten so much better. Just regular legendary weapons,
and generic though too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem. There's certain genericism that's across the weapons right now, where the weapons, when we first got them in year one, partly because they were brand new, but also because I think Fatebringer was, you know, there is nothing like Fatebringer right now. It's not arc with that. I mean, unless you get a God Roll Imago, but still, it's not arc damage. And
it's so close.
Yeah.
So close to the perfect Fatebringer this week. Outlaw. Hammer Forged.
It's like, even if you did have a Fatebringer now, you wouldn't use it. Like, there's not as much content to, like, you know, I need this Fatebringer, it's going to make my life so much easier. If you had one now, you'd just be like,
well, it's not max range. It's like, it's not max range hand can't use it.
And even then, you complete the Nightfall and you get a Spiral Toolkit, and it's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
You know? It's just not the same.
I think what we're saying is we need a balance patch to mix things up a little bit.
Balance patch or a brand new game? You know?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm ready for a brand new game, man. Like, I am so hyped for Destiny 2. I hope it doesn't get delayed till 2018.
Not, yeah, you see what's happening. What's happening now with the raid weapons is they're becoming very specific scenarios of perks.
Right.
You know, like the steel.
Well, they're only good for the raid.
No, I mean, I'm using the if materia like everywhere.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It's the machine gun, if materia. I'm using like I have an arc one. I have a void, solar, and arc one. I'm using it in the strikes for the strike scoring. And even though it's not as good as the exotic alternatives, it's a great legendary alternative for DPS. So I've been using that, but still, it's a very specific scenario. You use brace frame, and you only get the crits, so only specific enemies are going to be good with that. So it's not like you think about Fatebringer. Fatebringer was perfect for everything, basically everything.
True.
Yeah. Well, especially a Nightfall. where it was arc burn, right?
Well,
Like it was
Yeah.
like,
And then Vision of Confluence was great everywhere. You could even take it in PvP.
if anything, like the Vision of Confluence weapons were like the absolute pinnacle of that specific archetype of weapon generally.
Mhm.
And
they set
then
the bar so high.
it set the bar so high, and the rest of the primaries are all, for the most part, kind of underwhelming. There were a couple nice things out there, and nowadays, frankly, it's actually pretty easy to get a pretty good weapon. Like there's a lot of different avenues to get a really good primary or just legendary weapons in general. There's a lot of different avenues for it.
but they've lost some of that specialness of year one.
Yeah, it's a lot more generic now. Feels.
Yeah. Also, I think part of the problem is they brought back some of the year one legendaries, which was fun at first, but are we 9 months into that now?
Bringing back those? Was that from
those came with the
April?
April update, right?
April update.
Yeah, 9 months. Yep.
So is that about 9 months?
Just about.
So yeah, I mean, like how many shadow prices or
LDRs, longbows.
it's like that was kind of cool for year one players to see those back, and for new players who came in with the Taken King to get their first shot at them. But it'd be more fun to get brand new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or just not
Definitely.
have the perk pools on the weapons be so absolutely god awful trash that when you finally get that LDR or other weapon that you've really been hunting for, it has Guerrilla Fighter and
Oh yes.
Guerrilla
Oh.
Fighter and
Guerrilla
something
Fighter.
else on it.
Yeah.
No.
I had 4 LDRs this week.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
And how many LDRs did you dismantle?
I think I kept 2 of them actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What's going on there with your vault space? Did you get like some update that we don't know about?
I think I kept
You
one of
kept
them.
two weapons in 1 week.
I kept them in the postmaster.
Wow.
It's the second.
That was
vault.
another thing we didn't see. I knew it wasn't going to be there, but I was kind of hoping for anyway. Was a little weapon space bump.
Yeah, what is going
Vault
on with this
space
vault
bump.
space?
It's
It's
not
hard.
happening.
Man. There's some really cool new stuff, new armor, and man, I got no room for it
We just need one more page. Just increment the pages in the vault by 1. Just,
until the April update, and then we need one more page.
yeah. Give us another page. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see it. I really don't. I don't think we're going to see it until
They
Destiny
just
2
keep bringing kiosks, so I don't
Which
think vault
is
space
somewhat helpful, I guess.
I can delete my Sparrow Racing gear and then re-get it, I guess.
For next year.
I can delete it,
Yeah.
and then if I ever decide I like Sparrow Racing, I can go back and get it. I don't know. I trash on Sparrow Racing League quite a bit on streaming, and it's like, look, I'm glad it's there for the people that really enjoy it. If anything, it's a great avenue to get a lot of loot because Crucible weapons are dropping in there.
Yeah,
so it's
that's kind of
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
huh?
and the matches take 4 minutes, and they're really
Yeah.
quick to queue in.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
you just have to go around the track like once, twice. You don't even have to technically finish to get loot. So it's like go around the track once, queue up an episode of Top Gear,
Yeah,
something.
yeah, that's good.
Starting
Or
to
Top
go
Gear.
farm
Good
farm
choice.
you some Aya's Lunas.
That's true. It's a really good way to farm. They've got some nice shaders dropping in there, so I'll drop
And a
in.
great
and do,
way to
like,
farm a
giveaways.
year 2 weapon.
Mm-hmm.
An AS
Yeah.
Luna.
Bringing that right back. Solarize is a beautiful shader, especially with Twilight Garrison.
The shaders for SRL are best in
They
class.
are. They are the best.
I'm being very
shaders.
sarcastic, by
look
the
like
way.
a beautiful peacock.
I like the one you get for the full set from Eververse. Looks really
Yeah.
good on the Titan.
Mm.
Has anybody seen the sparrow that changes color?
Yeah,
I have all the sparrows, I think.
Oh, you got that one? How do you
Right.
get that one? Because I want that one
Isn't
bad.
it from Eververse?
Is it Eververse? You got to get it in a package?
I'm pretty
Shit.
sure. There's actually a few that change color. I think there's 2 that.
This one kind of like cycles like a day glow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That one's from Eververse.
It matches the RGB lighting on my keyboard.
Nice.
Right? The Razor Chroma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick, you got anything cool you want to tell us about?
I mean, if there's one thing that I enjoy, it's telling you guys about these wild mics and headphones that we're using. They're some of the iconic gear that Blue creates. Blue's award-winning products are the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers. Their Yeti USB mic is the internet's most popular microphone, and their MoFi and Lola headphones deliver an insane sound and a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That was,
Bravo.
I think, the
That was
the
tier
best
one.
ad read you've had in 100 episodes of podcasting.
I know. We have officially hit like 100 episodes of podcasting now, and
That's
I think
right.
Blue has been our sponsor for, I think, something like 30, 40 episodes.
I don't
I
know.
think.
We should figure that out.
I should figure that out.
Yeah.
Statistics. On that one,
Well, I
yeah.
feel like it's been a year.
I feel like it has been a year. I don't
Yeah.
know. I could probably figure that out really easily by just going and checking when I first emailed Blue.
One of the Twitter questions, it was more of a Twitter statement that I saw today, was that this is the 11th episode of DCP,
Mhm.
and we left Planet Destiny on the 89th episode. So this is our 100th podcast, which is pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Congratulations.
We've only
not
taken-
all the 100th
And we've only taken like 1 week off. Only taken 1 week off during that time.
for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, for last Thanksgiving, because
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah, I was fucking hungry. Leave me
That
alone. I'm
consistency.
hungry. I got some Twitter questions. You guys want to hear?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. First question is from MCD, the real one. We all know what everyone's favorite subclass is now. What would your main class be if your real main weren't here tomorrow?
Sunsinger Warlock. I really like Sunsinger. Everyone's Patrick always yells at me when I'm using a Sunsinger. He's like, "Use a Voidwalker." I'm like, "Patrick, want to have fun."
Am I
Yeah,
that much
actually-
of a dick?
My second is the Voidwalker. Since the Ophidian aspects have come out, I get great enjoyment out of playing as a Voidwalker. The speed at which I can switch weapons, reload, just feels so good that I can deal with that stupid jump.
I mean, you can blink if you really want to.
Yeah.
Hey, Tefty, how's that Warlock jump treating you?
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
I heard about it, Tefty.
You
Oh my
got a
God.
story to tell?
Sure, yeah. So the Perma Destiny character number 2 is ripping pepperonis because of the Warlock jump. He died the worst possible way. I was on the first mission of Taken King. What is it called again? Phobos or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's that one. Yeah.
Okay, Phobos.
Phobos mission, the first one. I was going down towards the end to where you have to jump across for the ship, but I was still up top, and I was like, I even said, I was like, I'm going to take it really careful.
Someone link in the chat. I'm going to watch it real quick.
Yeah, I said I was going to take it really careful and easy, and I'm shooting some Cabal down there, and then I slip off the edge, and I'm like, oh, I slipped, and there happens to be a pit, like, in the front of the playable area, and I just slowly fall into the pit.
That
This
is
is the
amazing.
worst
That is amazing.
thing
Oh my
possible.
Your face as you realize what's happening is amazing.
I was level,
Should have
level
chose Titan,
25.
Tefty.
I should have.
Titan.
Well, that's the next one, actually. That's
I don't think a
character number
Titan could have saved him there
So, yeah, the
either.
Titans, you kind of got the same problem. The Hunter has that like kind of like, oh shit, jump. You know,
three.
like
Yeah,
that
safety
jump.
jump.
you had a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst thing about the Warlock too is it happens so slowly. You just kind of
The
float
floof.
down to your
No.
doom.
Yeah,
It made it
glide
so
to
funny.
death. I was like, goodbye, Wave Jam. You've been great.
What about everyone else? Second class? After your main?
I'd become a Magic the Gathering streamer if Gunslinger got taken away from me.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the double defender delight right there. I'm sorry, I can only say defender Titan for anything.
Yeah.
I was
Well, I
never
can-
a hunter. You never heard
Cool.
that.
Never
I
heard
can
that
teach
story,
you. Okay, Sheik, I can teach you how to play blue-white Miracle Control in Magic, and then yeah, there you go. That's basically what Defender Titan is. Yeah.
You lost me at Magic, but I'm down, man.
Sweet. Sweet.
Brandon,
Stop
Yep,
other
she
people.
says-
That's the
are you
idea.
guys going to be maintaining the icebreaker? As a sniper, I'm thinking
Maintaining.
about it, but I'm not sure.
I like the thought of maintaining it. Like, it explodes every now and then.
Cleaning it.
Yeah, you got to clean it, pull it apart, clean all the parts.
In sixes, like I die, I lose all my ammo. I have to sit around and wait for it to come back. Oh no, it's a little.
It's not the weapon it used to be.
No. It's still. I mean, it's still a good sniper. Of course, it's a good sniper. It has quick draw on it. That's always good. But I die and I lose ammo. I gotta wait around to go snipe people again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll use it for sure. I know Patrick's probably sitting there giggling to himself, thinking like, I'm gonna only use icebreaker in trials when I get it. That's what he's thinking.
Like I want to use it, but its original nerf was pretty rough. Like its most recent nerf put its equip speed at 1.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is very low.
So basically, it's like, oh, I believe that's officially the lowest equip speed on basically any sniper rifle. So you have to use quick draw with it to make it somewhat usable, and then usable for like handling speed at least, which is all I really care about, it seems. And then they also put the aim assist down to 30, I believe.
That's
Which
really low.
It's really low, but at the same time, I like using the event horizon, the vendor event horizon, which has I think 40 aim assist. And I believe you can get icebreaker up to 40 as well. Plus, it has max range, which means it feels a little bit stickier out to even further ranges. So, all things considered, I can get used to low aim assist. That doesn't bother me. But that equip speed just, why?
That was a
How about,
weird time,
will it one-shot
right?
supers? Will it one-shot roaming supers now? Is that
Yeah,
the right type? Like a Mac Tom Hammer tie-in?
It will one-shot roaming supers. Yeah, it will. It's a higher impact class than LDR type snipers.
Right. Yeah.
That was a weird time because that whole situation was like Trials of Osiris. They decided to pull back on starting with heavy ammo, right? Start with heavy ammo. You got to get it. So everybody started bringing in the icebreaker.
Oh yeah,
and then
I did that.
They nerfed the icebreaker, but also took away the reason to use the icebreaker in Trials of Osiris by putting the heavy ammo or the special ammo back in. It's such a weird moment for Destiny.
The way that they balance things, where they nerf something and then bring out a solution to that thing that they nerfed. Like the artifact that reduces burn would have been good before the nerf of everything that burnt stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about that throwing knife nerf? That was just weird. Anodyne says, should year 3 Anodyne says, should year 3 trials weapons and armor drop from bounties for people who can't go flawless?
I thought they already did, didn't they?
I think it
Gold package,
drops from 5 wins and 7 wins. I thought
So
bounties gave you year 1 stuff. Or year 2
Year
stuff.
1, yeah. Yeah, I mean, worst case, you can go to 5 wins over and over again.
I'll get you the armor. It won't get you the weapons.
Yeah.
Got to get that 7th win. Got to get it.
So the gold
I'm
package
torn on
only
this.
drops year 2 trials weapons. Is that true? I don't really pay any attention when I open it, but
Yeah, it's the year 2 stuff, I think, right? Instead of year 3.
It's kind of tough
Yeah.
because in year 2, those same weapons drop from the gold package. So it's weird that I wouldn't do that in year 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh.
At the same time, it's like some things are okay to be locked away behind certain walls. So I don't think it necessarily is, I know there's like a skill wall that it requires to get there, but they're not weapons that ultimately run the meta. So they're good
Definitely
weapons.
not.
They're good weapons. It's an end game PvP activity. You can't be like, hey, give me everything.
Yeah.
Even though it's an end, like you can't. Yeah, just like with the raid, you could say, should everyone be able to introduce raid bounties so we can all get raid armor, raid weapons? It's like, no, you have to go and complete the raid to get end game PvE armor and weapons. You need to do the same for PvP. You can go into Iron Banner, you can get like Clever Dragon, which is, a really good weapon. You can do a lot of stuff.
From the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Right. The lighthouse stuff isn't necessarily the most amazing thing. You're just missing out on something that you like cosmetically.
Yeah,
They do look really nice, the lighthouse weapons. That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Joseph Smount says, if you could create your own emote, what would it be?
Oh. I don't know.
Planking.
Blanking.
So then I can hide better.
Planking would be amazing.
I would just like to take the one from Overwatch with Ana where she whips out the tea and the tea bag and she dips it into the teacup. Bring that into Destiny. That emote is amazing.
For me, they've made, like, I would say, or make this, but when they introduced no, that kind of ticked my list, to be honest. So I got hold of that emote. I was like, right, yep, they made this for me. Thank you, Bungie.
You need to change that emote to the no you didn't emote that just
I
came
got
out.
that. Yep. Don't you worry. I got that.
Okay, good. That one is amazing.
I'm also going to dab after I suppress someone. It's going to happen.
I was surprised they did the dab. I guess I shouldn't do.
Yeah. There's so many good ones, actually. The Running Man as well. It's awesome. If you're into that kind of thing.
God, I think planking's for me. Like
That would be pretty special.
yeah, that's great. Not to
I'd
take
just do it
Holtz's
to,
answer,
like-
but
Yeah, well, I think it would be hilarious to have some montages where you just plank in a corner somewhere, and then watch people run around you, trying to find you.
That would be great.
That would be a good one. Alpha Ping says Thunderlord, Norva Mortis, or Abaddon.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the strike burn this week? That's the answer.
Yeah.
To
there
that
it is.
question.
Yeah, seriously.
And if it's Arc, then none of them, because obviously he's all Supercell.
Mm-hmm.
It's PvE strat stuff.
And if it's solar, honestly, it's really Norva Mortis, because if it's solar, you're not going to use Abaddon, right? You're not.
No,
True. That's true.
obviously.
And if it's Arc, you're not using Thunderlord like you haven't for the last 2
So
years.
Nova Mortis is the winner.
Yeah.
Norva
There you go.
Mortis.
No Mortis.
Yep.
Is that the Void one? Because I like Void
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
So,
it's the Void
I'm
one.
going with that.
Jeremy says, do you think old raids will return with quests and bounties like the ones in the Dawning? I hope so, Jeremy.
I would love to see them do something with old raids. Before Destiny 2 comes out, put everything back, give us a reason to play the old stuff. I think would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd
That
be
would
a
be so
fitting
fun.
farewell, definitely.
Would you guys be okay with them Siva and taking them the raids?
No, I wouldn't want that. No.
I'm okay with them CVing it, not taking it.
don't. Yeah.
I mean, it might be. I mean, look at the Nexus.
Yeah, I know. I really hate
Some
those
classic
captains,
Vogue
man.
action.
Yeah.
I just, if the Taken didn't lag switch all the time, it'd be okay. But even when it's the Minotaur, it's invisible Minotaur and lag switches. That is annoying as hell. Right?
No, I like what Sheik just said. It's like some classic Vogue action. Like, that would be great.
Yeah.
Just stick
Yeah, man.
straight up with the high levels like it used to be. That used to be hard as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see it come back to being hard as hell.
I remember doing that as a gunslinger as well. Never felt so useless
Oh, yeah. Me too,
in my
man.
Destiny career. So you just stand over there, buddy. Well, okay.
Let the Warlocks knock this guy off of me.
Yeah. That was my first Vogue completion. I didn't even know what Vogue was. My friend dragged me in, and they were pushing 18 off the map. I got a Beck Smither class. I was like, this is dope.
Nice.
Wow.
Living the dream.
Nice.
Living
And
that
I was
dream.
that guy. Good times.
Frank S says, do you think the Defender subclass is viable in the Crucible, and what's your favorite build? No, obviously the Defender
It's garbage.
subclass is garbage.
Yeah, they had a
It is
ban it, remember?
absolutely
Yeah.
rubbish.
You want to say your favorite build, Sheik?
I'll give you one wild guess. But yeah, Defender can be kind of decent, The first time you suppress a Titan mid-slam, you're not going to go back to anything else. That's all I'm saying. Make your brutal counterpart bow down at your feet. And then you shoot him in the head with the chaperone as well to finish the deal. Not a matador.
Well, he stands there
Nice.
confused.
Well, you do the no emote, right? Afterwards?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The video I got Movie of the Week for?
Mhm.
The opening clip is me stepping back at my bubble, doing the laugh emote whilst the striker pops the bubble, and then I kill him with a sword.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. Emotes are a must.
Nathan Torp says, where is our goddamn vault space?
It's I think
Prior-
we're accepting it's not happening.
Go ahead, Patrick. You got something to say?
I mean, I'm
got
just
something to
saying,
say?
like, you do a great job picking these questions every week, but I can't
I feel like I
help
do.
but I can't help but feel like there's some sort of biased source coming.
No bias
through
here.
No, no.
The community is demanding fault space.
Yep.
If you're seeing a trend here, that's because that's what the community wants.
Just like with YouTube unsubscribing people, it's an issue.
No, it's not.
We
Not
need
YouTube came out.
vault space.
YouTube came out and said there's nothing wrong with. By the way, if you are listening to the podcast in audio form, or just watching it wherever, be sure you are subbed to your favorite YouTubers, not just Destiny ones, whoever else you may watch, because there is a very nasty glitch going on with YouTube where you get unsubscribed from them and you don't realize until you go, hey, I haven't seen this person post a video. Oh, they've posted videos for the past 3 weeks, but YouTube unsubbed me from them. Yeah, it's a very
Just
fun
a little
glitch.
PSA.
And it has to do with
How come
posting
I haven't
videos.
seen any Tefty Tef videos? Oh, wait, I have. I've been watching this roller coaster video for the last 6 hours. So distracted by the awesomeness of this cock-shaped roller coaster.
Yes. There's a new update, actually. There's a winter update that finally dropped, and it's like...
Does that mean you'll be playing Tefty?
Yes, I am going to be
Good.
playing it again.
Go
'Cause
back to the coasters.
There's another career mode that's like all Winter Wonderland, so I'm going to have to try that out.
Yes.
Did you ever make a Destiny-themed theme park?
I've been like getting good at the game initially first, you know? You can't just like go, oh, I'm going to make
So the
Destiny.
answer is-
Finding
Yeah.
his craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer is, a short answer is no. Long answer is working on the craft, like Sheik said. Exactly.
It's delayed till 2018.
Quotron the Gate Lord says, how would you feel if they brought back old raids in Vex and Necro? Good thing, bad thing, thoughts?
Yeah, sure.
Good thing.
Yeah,
Do it.
Awesome.
Why not?
Hey, what is it? So it's Vex, Necro, and Pocket Infinity. Is there anything else that has not been brought forward?
Vex, Mythoclast.
Right. Vex,
No,
Necroism,
Sorry, brain
and
fart.
Pocket Infinity.
I can't think of anything else.
No, it's just
That's
those
it, I
three.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we know what's coming in April.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Infinity is coming back. Oh my god, no. Do not want.
It should come back now while the meta is just like Titans running at you and Warlocks running at you with their shotguns
That's
from like
not-
across the map.
That's not the
Across
Bungie way,
the
though.
map.
That's not the Bungie way.
No, that's true. That's true. We fix the issue, then we
Good
bring
point.
back the thing that was the counter.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yep.
So definitely April. Definitely April.
Yeah.
Wise bet on April. Definitely.
EA says, do you think blooms should be removed from hand cannons and replaced with severe damage fall off?
Yes.
That would
Personally.
be better.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah, I guess.
sidearms are a perfect model of what hand cannons should be, aside from the ridiculously stupid aim assist. But they have this great thing where if you're pointing it at something and you pull the trigger, it'll register damage.
Yeah,
Even
that
if it's
sounds
out-
crazy. It'll never
Yeah,
work.
I know it's
Yeah, you revolutionary
blows
or
your
something.
mind. But even if like they're really far away, like really, really far away, you can still like hit them. It'll just do a very bare minimum amount of damage to the point where it's like, really, this guy's trying to map me with a sidearm from like across Widow's Court. No, why? And then you pull out your scout and kill him. So I feel like hand cannons could go that route where it's like, oh, my reticle's over the target, and I don't have to just roll the dice. And it'd be like, oh yeah, no, I was outside of the minimum range, so therefore I need to have, it's my fault that I missed. That the RNG Bloom said no.
All right, I saw another question, and I'm gonna apologize to the person who sent it in, but I can't find it right now. But basically, the question said, everybody's complaining about Bloom on hand cannons, but they're the only weapon you see in sweats. What's the disconnect here?
It's because of the kill time. Like
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
are the fastest killing. So that's why a lot of people as well, like buff primaries will have this faster kill time. So then you see more weapons being used.
The other thing is that as people that play sweats are generally playing like they're playing with
Hypermobile.
hypermobile classes, so none of the other weapon types really lend themselves to that.
Yeah,
Hand
definitely
cannons definitely do. A lot of times you're dipping in and out of cover, so semi-auto weapons are going to be the only thing. You very occasionally do see pulse rifle usage come into sweats,
Yeah.
but at the very top of it, the people that put the most time into the game are going to get rewarded most from hand cannons. So yeah.
Yep.
That's another problem with competitive Destiny, is that it's after you watch 20 matches with everybody using the same two weapons, Iasuna and Matador. Like there's so many weapons in Destiny. It'd be so good if there was more variety of top level play to watch. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just the movement of Destiny just lends itself to hand cannons.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So amazingly well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's tough on the developers. I'm not going to defend Bungie on hand cannons, but it's like if they removed Bloom and left it as it was in year one, no one would use anything but a hand cannon.
No, yeah.
So Bloom isn't the answer, but there's definitely you tip it too far one side and hand cannons is all you're going to see. And as someone who uses hand cannons a lot, I wouldn't mind, but then you're going to get the complaints that we're all used to seeing. No variety.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely tough. This game is hard to balance, man.
It's
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
It's really hard.
Mhm.
They made it a very hard game to balance.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yep.
What makes it so amazing at the same time as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Salo says, I'm starting a home brewery and need help with a name. Brewkaki or Hoppin' Loads? Love the show. I think that Brewkaki is a little bit too on the nose. I like Hoppin' Loads.
Hopping loads.
Hopping loads in
There
it.
we go.
Yeah, we'd have to go with that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can also sell it without. I'm going to go on to the next one. Evan
There we
Myers. Would you rather have more in-depth cutscenes or more missions to flesh out the story better? He says both, but of course we want both. I really would like to see a decision.
I want more missions.
Missions.
Yeah.
Playable content.
Yeah, definitely. Some substance. Cutscenes would be nice, but
Yeah, I'm
Stuff
surprised
to
it was
do.
across the board. I agree with all you guys. I think missions is the way to go because you get the story, but you also get playable content. And I think
Mhm.
it's almost a no-brainer. As much as I really like seeing Cade 6 come back for some more dialogue.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
a really nice surprise. I
His
forgot to mention that we were talking about
His
it.
dialogue about Ikora in the Crucible.
Oh yeah,
That was
Have all of you guys heard
hilarious.
that?
yeah, it was perfect.
It was, for anyone that didn't know, it was like, oh, this reminds me of Ikora in her Crucible days. And then she said that was a long time ago. And then Cade says, Shaq still can't sit down.
bruh.
So I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that, but I like it.
Yeah.
Kid Bandit says, are Dawning Treasures worth it to the crew? I spent $20 to get a full Titan Lantern set, gold, and Bitstorm Sparrow. What do you guys think?
I won't be buying any just because I don't know. There's nothing I really particularly want from them right now. So I'm cool with just getting the free ones from the event plus the one free one from Weekly Strikes.
I personally really like the Warlock armor. It's just like my favorite armor. Both of the new armors coming into the game with the treasure, I actually really like them on Warlock. So it was like kind of like the first pieces of armor that I was like, yes, I really want them. So for me, it was definitely worth spending a bit of money to get that full armor set because it's something that I'm going to wear all the time. So for me, it was worth it. It just depends on how much you like the stuff. You really like it.
That's kind of how I look at it too.
Yeah,
it's like if you really want the armor, then you can buy it. But the update isn't about the things that are in those packages. It's about the other stuff.
That's the best thing about the update. After coming off of Festival of the Lost, like it's a relief that it's not like that.
Agreed. Yep.
I don't know if Destiny could have survived another Festival of the Lost.
No.
Probably not. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it's not Festival of a Cost if it comes back. It's more like this one. Oh, maybe we'll play Destiny 2 by that point, though. Right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Please.
We can hope. Yeah.
Super Speedy Pro 2. 3 Titans walk into a bar, one of each subclass. They get into a fist fight with each other. Which one walks out alive?
It's not, come on. We all know the answer to this question, man. I drop my suppressor grenade. They can't see, they can't hear, they don't know what's happening. I emote them first, then I punch them, and then I walk
It's
out.
just like a defender to bring a grenade to a fist fight.
Or maybe I'm wearing my Helm of Saint 14 and I just panic pop that shit and blind you all. Strikers are too brutal and obvious. Sunbreakers are just meh. No offense to you, Sunbreakers out there. A good defender, he's crafty. You know, he's thinking about the fight before it starts. It's a bubble hands down, man. I'm slightly biased though.
No, it doesn't show.
Not at all.
The thinking man's Titan was a defender Titan.
I think it comes between the striker and the defender, right? The defender on a melee kill will get his shield,
Mm-hmm.
and
A hammer titan will burn you for a really long time.
I feel like that's not going to be helpful in PvP. A striker will get his life back, his health back.
Yeah.
But once I kill that hammer Titan and have my relentless force spire, that striker is going to need to melee me like 5 times, maybe even more.
True. That's true.
It's not happening, man. So
I think you're right here. You're right.
awesome question, whoever asked that though. I just pictured it in my head. Like 2 Titans walking into a bar and getting into a disagreement. It's funny.
JD from the IE, would you like an opt-in only friendly fire mode for an impromptu skirmish match while waiting for that one guy in a raid?
Hell yeah.
Sure.
You know that guy.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm usually that
fun.
guy, frankly. Hold on. I got to go to the vault. I'll be right back. You can have a little skirmish match while you're waiting. That'd be great. That'd be fun as hell.
Yeah.
Tucker for long. Why the flip do I have to kill all enemies in SLR? Those fuckers move.
There's actually, it's a lot that you have to kill.
You got to kill a
50.
ton of them. Yeah.
It's 50.
Yeah. I can't kill that many.
I've completed the entire book at this point. But yeah, basically what I did was I just went in. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go in with the aspect of I'm gonna kill as many things as possible, and I'm gonna do as many like tricks and stunts during a race as possible.
So it was you did separate from winning. You just
I didn't care.
Kills.
I didn't care about winning because the book doesn't require wins; it just requires completes. So
Yeah.
like okay, if I want to finish that, I'm just gonna focus on doing that, and I was able to kill like about 2 or 3 per run.
Not bad.
Did you guys finish your SRL book last year?
I didn't buy it.
Yes.
I didn't buy mine
Yeah,
last
I
year.
didn't get one either.
I
bought it, but I never finished it.
Okay.
So dumb me, I guess.
Can't you still finish
Worse.
it this year?
Totally worse.
I don't know. I got all the momentum armor, and then I kind of
Okay.
lost interest in the whole thing. I already lost that one. Jack says I'm sorry, hold on. With Dawning, we got Icebreaker and 2 heavy weapons. So Vex, Necro, and Infinite is missing. Maybe New Strike and Remake Raids? There's a whole lot to that sentence.
I
think
feel
we
like
talked
we've already
about
been
most of this
asked
before.
like both of those questions.
Yeah. All right. Randall Perfected says, congrats on 100 episodes. Thank you, Randall. 89 PD plus 11 DCP. What were your funniest and most emotional moments of 100 episodes?
Hilt tilt.
Yeah, that would be Hilton.
Oh, I
for
remember
sure.
watching that. Oh my god, that was funny, dude.
It was really funny to watch. It was great.
Oh my god.
Another one was Pope, like when you guys were going up against Crucible Radio and everyone using Thorn.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny to watch too. There was some salt.
I think
Right.
that was my highlight, was coming in. And this was awful for Tefty. He got like basically booted off the internet during the Crucible Radio fight.
Yep.
And I got tagged in, and I performed pretty well, and I was pretty proud of myself.
Brian
Nice.
Ringer, right there. Good place.
Like, it felt
Fire
good to
Ringer
kind of
Rabbit.
come in in the last minute and do well.
Hell yeah.
So people said in chat my transitioning about my dead cat to
That was a
ad
good one.
copy
Oh, I
read.
forgot about that one.
That was
That's
great.
like I think the funniest moment of
so
this
sad.
podcast, man.
I
I
think
laughed
so.
so hard when you did that.
Spunky, right?
Yeah,
Jonathan Gerkin says, "Would you pay for more vault space if that was an option? How
Oh
much?
Lord.
Fryer?
Possible to have infinite? Money talks."
Oh Lord.
Just buy per page, man. Need another page?
Fryer,
Drop a
you don't
$5
have
on
enough money you don't have enough money. Like if it was like $1 per extra page, you don't have enough money to actually buy enough pages
the point.
to get the amount of vault space that you personally require. Because no matter how much they were to increase it by, I can guarantee you, like 2 hours later, you go and like, hey, this is great, but we need more.
That's true. Kelly Harris says, "Why is Patrick always angry?"
I'm out of coffee. Wait,
that made me angry too.
Yep.
He's not angry. He rants. There's a big difference. Like a lot of people, when I upload this video about Patrick talking about basketball, they were very offended. They were angry. They were like, why is Patrick so upset? I'm like, it's just funny. It's Patrick just ranting. It's a funny thing. He's not like ready to fight someone. Oh, like he's not going to go kill Ian's dad because he said he hates him. That's not happening. Calm down. It's okay. It's a funny thing. I think Patrick's rants are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agreed. Definitely.
Don't encourage me.
No, I will. You should make a channel dedicated to Patrick's rants.
God.
Timeless Mythoclass says, if hand cannons are... Oh, thank you, Timeless Mythoclass. I asked Timeless Mythoclass a question about hand cannons earlier. He was the one who was asking about why are they the weapon of choice in most tourneys, even though they're inconsistent. Nadir says, so no balance updates for at least another 3 weeks. Has Bungie waited too long to tweak even small things?
Probably, yeah. It's been a while with the same meta.
Yeah.
I look at it like this.
Definitely time.
I look at it as because they're developing Destiny 2, like I don't think they're putting as much energy towards this version of Destiny right now. If there wasn't a Destiny 2 on the horizon, I think there would be more active updates and stuff to the meta and all that.
Yeah.
So
just stretching it out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think in Destiny 2, we're probably going to look forward to more consistent patches and updates towards like meta changes and all that.
Until we start talking about Destiny 3.
Destiny 3.
Destiny 3?
What?
Destiny 2 comes out, and then like 2
Yo,
weeks
you
later,
guys
it's
hear that
that was
Destiny
pretty
3 has been delayed till 2021?
What would you guys think if they didn't like? I mean, me personally, I'd rather just have Destiny 2 go on for like the rest of the life if they fix a bunch of things, like give me 60 FPS, get dedicated servers and stuff like that. But would that make you sad if there wasn't like a future Destiny 3?
Not if they kept updating it significantly. I wouldn't be bothered. But I think they will release Destiny 3, Destiny 4 because there's just more money in that. I think. Yeah.
It would disappoint me a little, Tefty, because at some point I want to stop playing all the same missions that I've been playing for the last 2 years, and all the same strikes. I want like a complete refresh of missions, strikes, activities, maps, weapons. Like I
want to keep my chaperone though. I will be triggered. I want to keep that till Destiny 10. I'll
You'll
lose
see
everything
it come
else.
back. I guarantee we'll see the year 1 weapons, year 1 and year 2 weapons come back in like Destiny 3 and Destiny 5. Like these things will just kind of trickle out over time, I bet.
It'd be cool if they did.
I feel like you take one thing with you. Like, hey, you can take one thing from your vault at the beginning of Destiny 2, and then everything else is just gone forever.
Piece of gear.
I hope that can't happen because the new systems for like creating weapons and balancing weapons are so different that they just wouldn't fit.
That's what I hope. I really want it to be different.
Fresh start.
Can't take my chaperone away from me, guys. My precious. I'm gonna play Destiny 1 in that case. Fuck it. On my own.
Just Novak says, would you like to be able to mute the commentary in SRL?
Yes. I do. It's called listen to music.
It never really bothers me.
I barely noticed it in the 3 races I played, so.
Well, once you hear the same commentary 100 times, I think it gets a little grating.
When you hear SRL,
yeah, exactly.
Start every single one, and then
Amanda's the homie.
What are you doing? Get back in first. Are you sure you want to be in first? Get back in first. Guys, decide what you want.
I wouldn't anger her. She's probably a crack shot with the chaperone. I mean, it did belong to her granny or something,
It's true.
Right?
according to the law.
She's the one that tunes my ships and sparrows. I'm not going to anger her at all.
Those things look awfully explodey.
She'll cut my brake lines. Not that I use them.
Paul says, thoughts on the new Chinese law requiring games to let players know odds on rewards and paid loot boxes.
Is Destiny available in China? Like, actually sold in China, and it's not...
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I know people play it in Japan, but I don't know
Yeah.
about China.
Japan. I don't know if it's actually available in China specifically.
I never hear people say, I got matched up with a Chinese player in
Yeah.
PvP.
Someone on the
No.
net doomer, just like,
Yeah.
he's from China. I've never heard that one.
Yeah,
To be
what
fair.
about like Korean and Mandarin names and all that? Like you never see those characters, but you see those on like Overwatch, obviously because they're in that region.
I've played
Mhm.
people from Korea before,
Yeah.
South Korea,
Yeah.
but they had like,
I-
didn't have.
Yeah,
the
I've seen a
language
couple
name.
too,
Yeah.
but it's very, very rare for me to see them.
Super Fun People says, what is the optimal range of the chaperone compared to a god rolled matador?
Okay, so without Roadborne, it's just a little bit better than the Matador, but the place where the Chaperone is definitely better than Matador, and it's a big if. It's like, say he is like way, way out of one hit kill Matador range, and you headshot him, it'll do about 150 damage, and at that point, you can hit him again into the body and kill him before he even thinks about pulling his Matador trigger. So there are different ways to use it, but it's heavily reliant on precision. And then if you have Roadborne active, you're just way outraging a Matador's one hit kill. But again, you have to land a headshot. And when some Warlock's floofing at you from a 45-degree angle and rubber banding with his melee, it's not always easy to do that. So,
True.
but it's worth it when you do kill that Stormcaller before he can snipe you with his melee. No better feeling in the game. No better feeling in the game. So yeah.
Drop
Chaperone
Bear
is
King
awesome.
says, what game this year passed your expectations and what game failed to meet them?
No Man's
read this
Sky
question
failed to
earlier.
meet them?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's the ultimate one right there.
Whoa.
That'll work.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that kind of just, that wins
I took it.
any discussion on that topic, doesn't it?
I was going to say Uncharted 4 failed to meet him for me. It was so hyped up.
Ooh,
I played
really?
that super late, and
Love that
I
game.
enjoyed the game, but it was the same kind of shitty shooting from like every Uncharted game. And at this point, I'm getting kind of sick of just pushing up on the arrow to climb up walls. The story was really good, but the ending I kind of fell flat a little bit. And Doom was definitely the one that surprised me the most. It was so good. Doom is so good.
Mm.
I want a PvE campaign, or I want a campaign DLC from that game. Bad.
Yeah, I
I
would
want-
play that.
Yeah, I don't want no PvP campaign or a DLC. Like I want campaign because it's so good.
I think Metal Gear was pretty disappointing, the final package. Metal Gear Solid 5, like the story and all that. Was
Did that come out this year? Yeah, whatever.
I don't even know. I don't play many other games besides Destiny, clearly.
Yeah, same. I'm just doing my first Last of Us playthrough right now.
Oh yeah, I saw you streaming that. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm jealous when I saw you playing that for the first time. That game,
It's pretty
incredible.
good. I'm enjoying it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. Incredible game.
Drop Bear King said, "What game?" I just read that one. Hugo, what's proper fork in pizza etiquette? I believe it should only be used on Chicago style.
I can take that a step further and just erase Chicago style pizza from existence, and then you have no need to ever ponder the question of should I use a fork on my pizza.
Every time
That's an
I
American
begin to respect your opinions, you just dash it away.
Chicago style pizza's shitty. It's not pizza.
It's not
not
shitty.
pizza.
It's
Patrick hates it. I've heard
It's
I've
not-
heard it.
It's
It's not
unbelievable,
pizza.
man. Unbelievable. When I
Not
could
pizza.
have gluten, I'd love Chicago style pizza.
Oh, it's so good.
If I want if I want cheese soup on bread, then I'm just gonna order cheese soup in a
This
bread
whole
bowl.
like soup thing, I don't even know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
The only explanation I can have is that you're having like these frozen Chicago style pizzas that
Nah,
like,
man.
have too much water in them.
Yeah.
Every time I've been to Chicago, like I've had friends in Chicago, like, yeah, we're gonna go to a Chicago pizza place, and I get like this deep dish Chicago pizza, and it just tastes like a bunch of cheesy, just a bunch of cheese on bread, like not even like a little bit of cheese. Like I'm tasting cheese, just cheese. There's so much of it.
There's no topping. There's
I don't know what you guys are
topping?
talking about. But
I couldn't tell. There was so much damn cheese. Probably some tomato sauce in there.
Damn. We don't have.
I don't have a dog in the fight on like which pizza is better, New York style or Chicago style, but I do love Chicago style. It's
I
delicious.
don't care as long as I got to fold that piece of pizza in half. There you go.
Yeah, I would agree. Do not use a fork on New York style pizza. You probably
Oh yeah, no.
probably will need one in Chicago though. Quote on the Gate Lord. I think this is the second question he snuck in here this week. You get $1 million, but for the rest of your life, and everything you, I'm sorry, you get $1 million, but for the rest of your life, everything you say sounds like a question.
Where do I sign up?
That's not a bad deal, especially for just like a regular person.
I've heard
It's not a
worse
bad deal.
stipulations.
How much money was it again?
$1 million.
$1 million?
$1 million?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna invest that shit. Make that $2
You wouldn't be able to
billion.
do weapon reviews anymore.
I think this weapon's really good. doesn't sound very confident now, does it?
I'd still watch. I'd definitely like, comment, and
It
subscribe.
does 39 damage to the head.
Like, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe.
Maybe.
This would be a great challenge to like spend an entire day doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
The Mohican asks, socks or no socks for sleeping?
No
No
socks.
socks.
No
Oh,
socks.
socks. Who sleeps with socks on?
Scott, the guy who's I can't remember his last name right now. Damn it. The guy who's
Guy Scott, who sleeps in socks.
Scott
Yeah.
and socks.
Scott and socks. No, the guy who's one of the leads for Rise of Iron, and this patch, one of the lead developers, along with
Oh, it's blonde hair.
Harry. Yeah, the blonde haired guy. He
Yeah.
he likes sleeping in socks.
What?
You better not buff Storm callers,
He
yo.
puts on he put on like a poll on Twitter, and he's like, "No, I'm really depressed. People don't like sleeping in socks." And when I was at Bungie, I was like, "Look, man, I tried it. You were really adamant about it, and I got to say that was the worst night of sleep I've ever had. And I was in a really nice
Doesn't
hotel
feel
bed.
good.
No,
Yeah.
The
You
only
have
time
the
I will
socks
sleep in
off,
socks.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
You get in the covers, you feel the covers on your feet. It's refreshing. You feel good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
tell
I
him. You tell him.
I felt hot, and not the good type of hot, like the.
Yeah, icky. Like
Icky.
yeah.
Yeah, they're all bundled up. You can't
No.
breathe.
The only time I will wear socks in bed is if I spent the day outside in absolutely freezing cold weather and I'm just chilled to the bone. Then the thought of taking off any clothing, frankly, is reprehensible.
I wonder if the people who wear socks to bed also wear pajamas, like full blown pajamas.
Can't do
Like-
pajamas.
Like, do they like just having their full body covered? They don't want their skin touching the covers. Is that what it is? I need to know. We need to run a poll.
It's like cover
Milk
phobia.
first. Milk first with the cereal, too.
Are pajamas still a thing? Do people still wear pajamas?
I think so.
I wear a nightshirt because that's classy.
What's a nightshirt?
The day
White
shirt.
beater.
It goes all
White
the way
beater
down.
shirts.
It's like a dress for sleeping.
Oh, it's like okay.
Oh,
Nice. I
I've
like
got that swag.
like what Scrooge is wearing when he gets visited by the ghost.
Exactly.
You know?
You got to have the hat too, otherwise
yeah.
the whole look just looks weird.
Yeah. Interesting.
They don't wear pajamas.
I carry a candle around when I go to the bathroom in my outhouse.
Briar, we really need to talk. And you can't keep using the sidewalk. It's
Hey, they haven't said nothing yet.
you keep blaming it on the dog.
He wears a gown.
Haven't gotten a citation yet.
It's just a gown. It's not a. It's not a shirt, Briar. It's just a gown.
John Michael Mueller says, think the nerfs to sniper reserves will make the icebreaker a worthwhile choice in PvE grinding.
I mean, maybe. Maybe when I run out of ammo on my sniper, I'll use ice. But then again, I could just use no land, which is probably a better sniper.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's OP.
That's what I've heard. I was
Yeah.
yelled at and told it's an easy weapon to use, and it has the most aim assist. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I sadly joined in that conversation. It felt really stupid.
It did. I muted them all.
Yeah, haven't you seen that mute button, Patrick?
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's great.
They get to keep talking and thinking that you're upsetting you, but you get to just move on with your day and be happy. It's a win-win situation for everybody involved.
That's true.
It's wonderful when you can like tell someone they're like, no, it's absolutely overpowered, and like, okay, and then just list all the statistics of why it isn't, and actual empirical data. It's like, okay, it has less of this scope sway, lower equip speed, all this stuff. It has unflinch. It does have less flinch, but it still has a very large amount of flinch when you get hit. It's not as black and white as you're making it out to be. It's not a laser beam, and it's like, yeah, no, it's OP. It's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, it was literally someone said in the comment section, I like you, Watts, but I can't get behind your choice of primary. I'm like, what? He said that it has a lot of aim assist. So I was like, well, it has 50 aim assist, which is less than almost every primary and like a lot of snipers. And he's like, well, I don't know. It's just my opinion, but it has more aim assist. I'm like, no, that's like saying that Ace of Spades has 8 in the mag. It does not. It has 10. You can't argue against stats. Stop it. It's a stat. It's there.
That's just my opinion. Is not a valid argument. That is just your opinion and does not stand up to the fact that somebody is countering it with. No matter what radio DJ tells you it does. Matt Klein says ranch or blue cheese.
I think I'm going to go with ranch.
I'm English, so I don't know what the fuck you just said.
Yeah, they don't have ranch.
I'm going to go with blue cheese. Blue cheese for me.
Blue cheese.
I go blue cheese as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with ranch.
What do you have with blue cheese? I don't understand, though.
The question is in regards
it's hot wings.
Oh, but I have hot sauce with my hot wings. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
well, they already have the hot sauce on them.
Yeah, they're like rolled in it,
cheese
personally,
with wings?
I prefer.
Doesn't...
Yeah, I know it's one of those weird things, but some people are like, I personally prefer neither. But if someone's like really adamant, it's like, what do you want? I'm like, I want neither. Like, what do you want? It's like blue cheese, bro. Okay.
It's actually blue cheese, so it's blue, but it's cheese. That sounds like
no, it's
come to America and try that shit sometime.
There's better things.
It's better, yeah.
Listen, it's if you have really spicy hot wings, blue cheese cuts it perfectly. Like,
yeah, it could be the difference between life and death, frankly.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's amazing.
just roll with it. Build up a tolerance. You don't need that cheese.
Han Wing says, with most exotics being given to players, do you guys think that Destiny has become too casual and easy?
No.
Okay.
I feel like Chase is not there anymore, which was good. So,
Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it.
I don't know. I had like I guess is an interesting thought when I was waiting for my car to get towed today. It's like, this guy that's picking me up probably plays video games, and he probably doesn't give a single damn about the balance patch. He probably doesn't give a damn about drop rates of certain exotics. It has no bearing on him playing the game. He just plays
and then
it
he
because
said,
it's fun.
"Are you that Patrick Casey?"
No. No, he actually didn't play video games, but it was still a thought that I had. It's like, look,
he said, "This toe's going to cost you double, you no land beyond motherfucker."
You ended my trial streak the other day, man. You stopped me from getting a lighthouse.
I lost Elo because of you, bro.
Taking your credit card info. No, like, look, what's wrong with that aspect of the game being casual or too easy? It's still very difficult for someone who's not going to invest the amount of time that a lot of us put into it. Like, not every single person plays the game to collect every single exotic. They just play the game because it's kind of fun to play. And then they'll pick up some exotics. There's nothing. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with like the current system of getting exotics with 3 of coins and quests combined.
I feel like it's boring. 3 of coins is boring. It takes away the story of getting loot. It takes away like the thrill of it. In year one, it was thrilling to get exotics because they either came at the end of a Crucible match or at the end of a Nightfall or out of a raid exotic chest, and it just was. It was more. First of all, it kept you playing raids and Nightfalls more.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But it also
That's true.
it just felt more special. And right
it's more
now,
of an event when you got it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
more like, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many funny stories. I have a funny story about my first Galahorn. You know, in Dark Below, the raid dropped, you could get exotics from the first chest, or one of the first chests. So my friend, he found like the 5th chest. It was in the 5th door. He's like, yo, come get this chest. So I come, I get the Galahorn. I was like, oh my god. My friend who found that chest for me, he had to buy his Galahorn from Zer at the end of year 1. And I never stopped ribbing him about it because it was so funny. Because he found that chest for me. I got the Galahorn, he didn't. And I was like, haha.
He found your Galahorn for you.
He did, and then he never got one himself.
Yeah.
RNG is a cruel mistress, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, stuff like that just doesn't happen now. It's like, yo, I popped a 3 a coin and I got a Jade Rabbit. Oh my god.
Right.
Not the
You
same.
can still get. You
I
can
just
still
keep
get it
popping
from
them
like
until I get every exotic.
Cool. That means you've like probably invested a lot of the time and resources into the game to actually get enough of those 3 of coins from Zer to actually, get all that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't miss it even a little bit, the year 1 system?
Not at all.
Really, Pat? Man, I miss it. I wish.
I miss it a little bit. Yeah.
In hindsight's
'cause
a wonderful thing, isn't it? I guess.
that's another thing, right? It's like there were so many people struggling to get exotic. I didn't really struggle to get exotics. The only one that I struggled to get was Hawkmoon, which took forever for me to get. But Galahorn I got super early. Icebreaker I got early. So a lot of the things that you needed for PvE, at least, I had those fairly early. But I can imagine if 3 coins was available back then, especially people doing LFG for raids, they would have loved to have been able to get a Galahorn earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't invest all that
See,
time to get.
People would hold checkpoints for the chests in VOG specifically for exotics. So they would either hold the checkpoint or they'd do the raid because I might get an exotic from that chest and also Atheon. And then also became that way with Deathsinger and Crota and all that. And that got basically just taken away with 3 coin. It was like, why go through the trouble of doing a raid when you could go just do like a PvP match or a strike boss and possibly get an exotic?
That intermission where everyone changed characters to open the chest.
Yeah.
Good times.
I don't know. I feel like nostalgia is one of those things that we look back on fondly, and then I remember that I had 13 icebreakers.
It all depends what RNG did to you, I guess, or what side of RNG you
That's
landed on.
true.
I don't know. I just remember, like, especially PvE activities just being more compelling in year 1 than they are in year 2 or year 3. Like, there is something missing in PvE. I think the exotics are part of that. I think there are other things that are involved there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing here in year 1, how long did it take you to get every single exotic? Like one of every single exotic?
The last one I got was the Monte Carlo, and it happened in like August.
August?
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me more
of year 1.
Yeah.
Of year 1.
To
Okay,
get-
so
yeah.
it took you like 11 months basically
Yeah.
to get all of
It's a
them.
long time. Maybe it was July, but it was a long time to get that Monte Carlo.
Okay. Now, think about how in Taken King, when they updated a lot of them, you could just buy them. But for a very large majority of the player base that just started in Taken King or in Rise of Iron, they don't have that luxury of already having them to just be able to buy them again. They have to get them for the very first time.
Right.
So they are still experiencing the exact same quest that you did. They just
we just look at it from our perspective.
we look at
No,
it
they're
from
not, right? Because when I talk about the Hawkmoon, I remember exactly where I got it. When I talk about the Monte Carlo, when I talk about most of the year 1 exotics, I can tell you the activity I was doing, who I was with, everything about it. In year 2 and year 3, I could rarely tell you any of the exotics I got. Even the one that I was looking for hardest, the one that took me the longest to get was the Jade Rabbit. I know I got it from a 3 coins doing something, but I was just popping 3 coins for every activity I did, so it became routine. And I don't remember where I got it. It lost something. There was the story behind the weapons, the the thrill of getting exotics was just lower.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I lost my place. I'm sorry. I got another Vault Space question. I'm going to skip it. Super Speedy Pro Toe. What's worse, the forklift or the rotating obstacles?
The forklift. The
forklift,
forklift,
though.
100%.
Who left that thing there?
Listen, that forklift has to be cemented into the ground 300 feet down to survive that much force being hit on it. I mean, it's a
So
forklift,
many
for God's
sparrows.
sakes, right? Eventually, that thing would get knocked off the track. No, this is an invincible
No.
forklift.
Mhm.
It's structurally like integrated into the track. It's unbelievable.
The forklift is the meta.
It is.
So what we're saying is the forklift is the Blessing of Light Titan bubble in Sweaties.
Yes.
People just immediately wanting it nerfed. They don't want to actually play, by going around it. They just want it removed.
We haven't
He's a
even
hot
seen
man.
the SRL tournament.
quick.
I already want that thing nerfed.
Yeah. Man,
Uh,
get good. Use your strafe.
Triple Claw 3 says, any you guys get the full dawning armor and go around with the gold shaders looking like a baller.
Yes, I do that. I've done that.
I would expect nothing less.
Destiny's all about fashion for me. At this point, it's all I'm doing.
Same,
Creating new
same.
fashion.
I don't care about stat rolls. It just needs to look good. That's
Yep.
all I care about. This needs to look
SoCal says, what plans does everybody have for the holidays and what weeks will there be no podcast?
As far as I'm aware, we are not taking any breaks during the holidays. We will still have episodes going out at their normal time.
Yeah, I
Every
think
single week.
Sunday is Christmas, right?
Something like that. I don't pay attention.
I think the 22nd, that's next week. The 22nd is Say No to Rage. And we're planning on doing the podcast at the normal time.
Yeah.
And then the week after that should be the podcast at the normal time. I can't remember the
Yeah.
guest, though, even though Pope told me literally hours ago.
Yep.
I won't be here for next week's podcast, but I should be for the one after that.
Okay.
Because the one after that is the day that I arrive back from England.
Okay.
So I arrive super early in the morning, though. I get back at like 10 a.m. or
You're
something.
going to be jet lagged to hell.
Yeah, you're going to be tired.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yep.
we're going to completely abuse that fact, too. I'm just warning you.
I may or may not be here, but I
You're
might
less
be.
likely now.
Yeah, but I'll be in England with my family, doing
Awesome.
family stuff.
That sounds great.
It should be good.
Kyle Allen says, do you guys think a primary weapon buff is currently in the works for the next weapon balance?
Feels like it is.
The wording that they're using and everything feels like that's the direction they're going to be going.
They specifically talk about how easy it would be to simply just break shotguns, which are viewed as a problem, and want to do other things, like not just nerfing. So it's like, okay, well, that feels like if they've asked about what buffs they should be doing to primaries, and they're specifically saying they don't want to just nerf shotguns, feels like maybe they're just gonna buff some primaries.
But what archetype or weapon do you think they would buff at this point?
All of them.
Everything. I don't think they'll do that. Personally.
Not everything, but
Yeah. It would be nice though.
You know what I'm hoping for, Shake, is I'd like to see just weapons that haven't been in the meta either ever or in a really long time just kind of make it to the meta to give us a reason to, give them a shot in the Crucible, but also to go out and get good rolls on those weapons, to play
Yeah, something
play
to
the
hunt
game
for.
to get the rolls.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
High impact auto rifles maybe. Can they come back? It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love to have a good roll on a Shadow Price that all of a sudden reminds me of year
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how a vanilla auto rifle would interact with a year 3 Grasp of Mallet, for example. Like what would come
Yeah.
out on top.
Yeah.
That's
It'd be
true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been calling for that, the Grasp and the Clever Dragon to get nerfed, but I would hate to see that. I would really hate to see that.
I think take High Cal off Clever Dragon, maybe, but that's it.
Mhm.
Well,
That's all I would say.
I feel like
Be
that's the
worth
only thing
exploring.
that keeps that archetype viable in PvE as well.
Is it high caliber rounds?
Yeah, because
Oh.
the damage itself is kind of in PvE. That archetype of pulse is just not that
In
good.
PvE. Yeah.
PvE, yeah, I'm talking about
PvP.
PvE. Yeah, but nerfing something in PvE for the sake of PvP is one of those things that's like we need to try to avoid doing that as much as possible as well.
There's
Which is-
always the PvE casualty after the
There
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
I mean,
There really
look,
is.
like snipers got their
Every
damage
time.
lowered, and it's like, well, yep, sorry, PvE players who had their favorite sniper rifle, your damage getting arbitrarily lowered because PvP it was deemed a problem.
Yeah.
Is it arguable that
is
they needed to
awful
be
in PvE?
released? They needed to be nerfed a little bit in PvE.
Those dregs were going on the Bungie forums and complaining.
That's
man.
true.
Just bad hand,
The
man.
Vandals, man. The Vandals.
Well, year 2 was weird for PvE because it was so focused around the Taken King, which was just scout rifles and snipers like the whole way
scouts
through.
and snipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Jerry, OP.
Kyle Allen says, do you guys think... No, I'm sorry. I just asked that a question. BLB Gaming says, question for DCP. What's the best tips for doing a podcast, especially with only a PS4? Is it possible? It is definitely possible.
Yeah, no, because we had to do
Possible,
it
yeah.
one week.
With
We
the
did.
bug.
Yeah, we had
I
to.
think it was episode 1, wasn't it?
No,
Or was
no.
it episode 2?
Episode 2, or
Yeah.
episode 2 or 3. We had to use PlayStation Party Chat to record the podcast.
Yep.
We
And-
could, it was the one with Triple Wreck. We could not get everybody onto Skype or Discord or any
Discord.
one system
Yeah.
where everybody could get it to work. It was
Yep.
ridiculous.
Nothing was working, so we used PlayStation Party Chat. What I'm going to say is the first thing you should always do for every single podcast, no matter what you're doing, is have good audio quality.
Mhm.
Like, so, of course, doing it on PlayStation is going to be kind of rough.
If you plug
But-
a Blue Yeti right into your PlayStation, boom, you're
Yep.
done.
If you
It
plug a
helps.
Blue Yeti in or a Blue Snowball mic, one of those two into your PlayStation, it will sound good.
Yep.
It will sound very good.
Use Twitch to record it
Mhm.
and then export it to YouTube.
Good to
You
go.
got a
There you go.
podcast.
You got a podcast, and then download the YouTube or the Twitch VOD, and
Yep.
then like convert that to an MP3 file, upload that. You're good.
Good
Yep.
to go.
You can do
But
this, man. You
For
got it.
anyone who is wanting to start a podcast, you need to be concerned about audio. Do not just use whatever mic that you have. Don't just go in with like a simple headset mic. If like a guest comes in, it's like, okay, work around the guest. They can use that, that little microphone that they have on their iPod, headphones, cool, work around it. But your main crew need to have good audio because
I'll tell you, as an
nothing makes me
example.
tune out quicker.
Oh yeah, exactly, Patrick. A few weeks ago, Pope Bear asked us all to listen to a podcast because somebody on that podcast brought up a really good point that he wanted to discuss on our podcast. And I listened to that whole podcast, waiting for that point to be made. And as soon as that point was made, I had to turn it off because the audio quality of that podcast was driving me crazy. There's so much background noise. There's so much I don't even know how to explain it. Tefty would probably be better the words to explain awful
Compression.
audio quality. But it was just harmful to my hearing.
Oh, high end. If it was harmful, it was high end.
Yeah, it was high end. It was terrible, man. And it was too bad because they had an awesome conversation and had awesome points brought up on this podcast, but it was unlistenable.
Mm.
Mhm.
It was really rough.
You need to be an audiophile, kind of. You should want to care about the quality of
Yep.
Yeah.
podcast audio. So
And people are going to be listening to this on all sorts of things. They're going to be listening to it on speakers. They're going to be listening to it in the car. They're going to be listening to it on earphones.
Mhm.
There are all sorts of ways. And I find that especially earphones, when something happens bad, it's really jarring.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yep.
Divine
why don't
Sky
you ask
says-
that question next time, for a good blue ad read intro? Oh, God, Briar.
I should have opened it up, right? I'm sorry. Next time, I'll do better. I'm so sorry. Divine Sky says, favorite meta for Destiny so far. Also, favorite weapon in its prime.
I think the pulse rifle meta I really liked. I really enjoyed that one.
Nerwin's Mercy style pulse
Yeah.
rifle,
Yeah.
right at the
Yeah.
beginning
Yeah.
of Taken King.
Well, it was any type of pulse rifle. Was
Hawksaw
viable.
was still awesome at that point as well.
Yeah.
Really good.
Hawksaw Nerwins. I was using the Ludmilla D, the Herja D.
Oh,
pulse
yeah.
rifle.
As long
That
as
could
you had a
do burst
pulse.
back
If you had a
Yeah.
pulse rifle, you were
then.
good.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
You were
Good
good. Every
variety.
single type was viable.
That was fun.
Definitely.
I like that. Then again, I don't know. The first back to year one when everything was still new and nobody knew what was going on. That's probably my favorite because you
You
could
just
like,
want to wipe everyone's memory.
yeah,
Just make everyone forget what happened. What's
yeah.
good. No one knows.
The meta of
That's
being
what you-
ignorant was fantastic.
That
Yeah.
was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Running into
The
that guy with
fusion
the
rifles
Dexter
being
class.
good too was
Oh, yeah.
mega fun because
Yeah.
like people just did not see that coming, you know. And the thing about fusion rifles, it does take that intrinsic skill of like waiting on that shot and timing it just right.
Definitely. Yep.
And it was completely a unique weapon type to Destiny. I'm with Defty. I really like, even though there was awful problems with it, the Source
Huge
regime,
problems.
there's terrible,
Rex.
terrible problems with it, but we didn't fucking know, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I also like the 1 week meta right before the Taken King. They did the weapon update a week before the Taken King released, so we had all the old weapons, but the brand new meta, and that was really fun.
Yeah, that was
That was
actually
fun.
pretty cool. Rocking the Mida. Remember that week?
Yeah.
Good times.
Nasty Natty says, how would you feel about a Destiny area in Egypt where Anubis style enemy faction? It sounds
Is
like
this when we find out about Osiris?
it's when we find out the pyramids were built by aliens
Oh,
who have made stargates in the air. You got to travel through them to get to other
it's new content. I'm all over that. Bring it on.
Stargate content.
Destiny 2 Stargate.
Or maybe the final Destiny expansion because it's delayed. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Destiny isn't delayed, guys.
I was thinking about starting to call Destiny 2 the Deegening until they come out with a name for it.
Deej is the final boss. Oh my god.
The Deegening. Like, we might get the name a little quicker if we really stick to that. Hakon's Forklift says, what's it feel like to run into me every time you race on the precipice?
Hateful.
It feels bad, man. Feels bad.
Feels anger. Stress.
Feels anger, man.
Why are you there? Why are you even here?
Yeah.
You
Who
just
left
want to be
you?
part of the party, man. You just want to be part of the fun.
Go away. Stupid thing. Stupid forklift.
Okay.
Audio Aesthetic says, if you could make one Destiny spin-off title, what would it be? RTS, mobile game, beat 'em up?
Oh. Card
Smash
game.
Brothers style.
Destiny style Street Fighter would be kind of cool, actually.
That would be cool. Fighting game. Yeah.
What if they made SRL like Mario Kart and I could poop out a blinding bubble behind me and just blind everyone? That would
That
be
would be
so
fun.
awesome.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Some guy just drive by golden guns people and shit. Oh my god. That would be dope.
How about a mobile game that you play as your ghost? And you like
Looking for
you
dead
collect
guardians?
stuff that's usable in game.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think Watts
I'll
nailed it.
spin that
Though.
one.
Anybody
bus.
played
card
Super
game.
Mario Run yet?
No.
I haven't.
I downloaded it today. For the kids.
Totally.
It's pretty fun.
Definitely.
It's pretty good.
I think
I like quite a-
I think a card game would actually work out really well because of the grimoire and then also all the
Mm-hmm.
the various RPG elements in the game. Be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be good.
What if they made a role-playing game, but it also had like mechanics of a first-person shooter in it?
Mm,
You know,
yes.
So
Worth
like
exploring,
the division.
Destiny 2.
So like
Like the Division, exactly.
but fun. JB23 says, what would the DCP crew like to see Bungie do in Destiny 2 to incorporate more lore, better storytelling, etc.? And he says, love the pod. Thank you,
I
JB.
don't know. Put the actual story in the game.
Story and game step one.
Missions, cutscenes, whatever. Do it. All of it.
I think they should just send everybody a bife. And he can, while you play the
Pocket
game,
bife.
he can explain to you what's going on.
That's perfect.
That crispy voice.
That seems expensive.
But I paid a lot of money for Destiny, Watts.
But you gotta clone a Bife, and you gotta have a Bife shipped out to you.
Probably right about there. That's it. Oh wait, no. Yeah, that's it.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right. Well, I believe that does it for this episode. Then, I really want to thank Sheik, Destiny Fun Police, you for coming on today.
Yo, no problem. It's been amazing.
It's quite fortunate that we had one of the world's greatest Defender Titans come on, as there's actual stuff to talk about Defender Titans in the news too.
Yeah.
Better add
That's right.
Patrick.
We're in the news.
He is begging. He is begging you for
Please carry me through trials.
Yo, we should definitely play. I always
I'm
watch you, Watts, and Ian play. I love the banter you guys have. Yeah, definitely.
We tried that fun.
It's kind of, honestly, it's surreal, like, being on this show, because like a year ago I was just playing for fun, and then I had a couple of friends like, yo, people would watch you do this. And my friend Sharpshooters, Sam, a couple of these guys, they're like, yo, stream. I was like, no one wants to watch me stream. And now I have like a really nice community on Twitch.
Speaking of which, if someone wants to watch you stream or do YouTube or follow you on Twitter,
yeah.
where do they go?
On Twitch you find me at twitch.tv/Shake17, and that's like a tribute to the fact that I didn't plan to be a streamer. Like, I made the account to watch other people. But yeah, so it's Shake17. I stream.
Shake for me.
Yes, SHEIKH 17. And yeah, I do a lot of trials, help people go to the lighthouse, and then on YouTube I post plenty of funny videos, stuff like that, involving Defender Titans and chaperones at the Destiny Fun Police, so you can find me there as well. And yeah, that's it really.
Awesome, man.
It's been really cool.
Thank you for coming on. If you want to hear more of me, I am Patrick Casey. You can find me at Holtzmann_YT on Twitter. Everything else can be found there as well.
I am the Briar Rabbit. You can find me on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit. You can find me on YouTube by looking up Briar Rabbit channel, or on Twitch the same way.
I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You can catch the streams I do at twitch.tv/Tefty Teft, and catch past broadcasts on my YouTube channel as well, Tefty Teft.
And I'm Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at Miss 5000 Watts.
Awesome. Well, Sheik, thank you very much for tuning in or coming on to the show. There we go. That's it right this time.
He tuned in
Thank you
live.
so much for having me, man. Honestly.
This is why we. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Real
thanks a
honor.
lot. Appreciate
And
it.
I want to thank all of you for watching this week. We'll see you next week as usual. Later, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
See ya.
Netcode.
Bye.
Bye.